Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Hanging Up Hardcore Head-Banging Hooks while getting down at the local trap rap battle, watching weak-ass wannabe Willy Wonka-looking dudes wait in line while Uncle Gary gets his gosh dang goose-down Gucci-made golf shorts episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
I am winded, bro. That was a long one.
Right.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
Really Dr. Seuss'd it up.
Dude, I really did. I really put a little extra something into that, dude. I think I almost blew out my damn diaphragm.
Yeah, like a little long.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. Just glad to be here. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for everything you do on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us a rating on both and subscribe to the YouTube channel. How's your week been, dude?
Been pretty good. You know, I didn't have a tiller, so I got to shovel up my whole garden and then shovel up all that dirt.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I don't have a lot going on today.
Yeah. Well, joining us
with that
in
intro.
the Days Grimm studio,
Yeah,
your
dude.
local Christian rapper, E2.
Yo, what up,
Mr.
Days
E2?
Grimm?
How are you, sir?
Chilling, man. I'm feeling great. You should have added goosenecking to that intro.
Goosenecking, dude. I got to goose down, and I was just proud that I got there, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just pumped that I got to goose down, and then Gucci Mane popped in my head, and I was like, you can't say Gucci Mane. I was like, okay, Gucci golf shorts. I was like, I don't know. That's all I got, dude. Also, I would like to see goose down golf shorts made by Gucci. So if y'all are listening over there in Italia, just go ahead and get that in the process, dude.
That'd be nice.
Some goose down golf shorts. Could you imagine how comfortable that would be?
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
It'd be
nice.
It'd be like triple ply. I don't know. It'd be a different level of luxury, dude.
I wonder if it'd be hot.
One thing it would be a statement.
Dude, that's one of those things that
piece.
like crazy rich people do. Is like, yeah, man, I got a table made out of wolf hair. Like,
Right.
What?
Right.
Why?
I feel like the richer people are the
Just- it gets
crazier,
obscene,
weirdest things they do.
Yeah, bro.
Like, who wants Croc boots, Kanye?
Yeah, bro.
I don't want Croc boots. I don't even want Crocs.
Somebody was talking about there was a guy talking about like an art museum and like how he had seen stuff that like people can't know is like there.
What are you talking about?
Like these rich people, they collect art that's like probably stolen, you know, from like years and years and years down the road or whatever. And he's like,
wow.
He's like, so I've seen art that like, you know, I can't even like say, you know, some dude gets drunk and he's like, hey, come look at this in my cellar.
Oh, wow.
Or something.
That's dicey, bro.
Yeah.
That's like some like treasures of the lost art type stuff, dude. Yeah, dude, that's some Uncharted stuff. That's some Blood Diamond stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
You guys see that movie Uncharted?
Yeah.
Shout out to
yeah,
DiCaprio, dude. DiCaprio's been doing it right for a long time. Wait, Uncharted, like the video game?
Yeah, they
I knew they made a movie about it, but I didn't see it yet. Is it
with
good?
Tom Holland and
Damn, dude.
It's
Mark Wahlberg.
yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Holland's phenomenal.
Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, it's nice.
I mess around with Tom Holland, dude, straight up.
Oh yeah,
He's a boss, dude. He's the guy from that Moonshine movie, isn't he?
The Moonshine movie.
Moonshine movie. I think you just jumped off a cliff on us.
Yeah, dude. I'm really reaching at this point.
Man, you're slacking on it.
Moonshine.
Tell me how. Give the folks a little bit of a brief introduction, and then we'll roll into that segment we were talking about. But give the folks a little bit of a brief introduction on who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm E2, Eric Tillman as well, aka Eric Tillman. I'm a Christian rapper. Been in this area since about 08, early 08, and I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but because I feel like we're going to get to that in the story.
Right.
So I've been doing Christian rap music since about 08, 09-ish. Yeah, and got an album on the way as well.
And you're doing some clothing stuff, right?
Yeah, man. I also have a Christian apparel line, AGBTG apparel, and that basically stands for All Glory Be to God. So yeah, I've been doing that for a while too, about as long as I've been rapping, so around the same time. So yeah,
That's
I
what's
guess
up.
that's a soft introduction.
That's a good softie, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
It sounds weird when you say it like that, but
yeah. It got
I was warning you ahead. We were talking a little bit before the show, just so everybody knows. I was like, hey, man, gets weird sometimes, dude. Talking about softies and Hardee's and stuff, you know, and not the drive-through. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Not the late night.
Yeah. Okay. So just
married. Been married for 15 years.
Yeah.
Dang,
Your guys'
congrats,
anniversary
dude.
was just
man.
that came out.
Yep. April.
15 years.
15 years, bro.
That's a long time. That's
Yeah,
a good
man.
time.
You've been married half the time that I've been alive.
Oh, wow.
I'm 32, bro.
Yeah, I'm 34. So,
Sheesh.
yeah, half the time I've been alive pretty
You
much.
just been sweating it, dude. Just damn, dude.
Yeah,
Did she
man.
beat you?
No.
Okay,
no,
good, man.
No.
Good. Mine does.
No.
But we've been together 7 years, so I think we're off to a good
Hey,
start.
that's good. Hey,
So
that's a good
speaking
start.
of beating, let's get into this death of the
Dude,
week.
there's no beating. There's no beating around this one, dude. I'm be honest with you. It's not great, guys. And then I've got a little bit of a derailment to go forth afterwards. So this week's Death of the Week brought to you by Corn Dog Development. Right there, dude. Making those super sick coasters, dude. Days Grimm. The Days Grimm promo code saves you 20%. Get in there. Save some money on his store. China Mall blamed for woman's death in escalator. Guys, okay, here we go. Before you just go jump to conclusions, hear me out.
Wait, can I make mention of this music that's in the background? I'm loving it too.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's a tasty treat, dude. A Chinese shopping mall and the manufacturers of one of its escalators were to blame for the death of a young mother, investigators say. The woman narrowly managed to push her son to safety before she fell into the still-moving escalator on Sunday. Again, this is a 2015 article via BBC.com. Investigators concluded that the store staff lacked training and should have shut the machinery down earlier. The incident in Jingzhou in the Hubei province sparked widespread anger at the department store. Needless to say, go figure. I'm not even going to attempt to say her name, so I'm just going to put in a long beep here. 30 years old, was traveling on an upward escalator with her son as she stepped onto a metal panel at the top of the escalator. It gave way, catching her and dragging her down. CCTV footage caught her just managing to save her son before disappearing into the still rolling escalator at the Analang department store.
Crushing.
That's crazy.
It's not great, dude. I got two things that I want to bring up here. Two quick things. First off, initially, not even initially, like from start, I've been terrified my whole life of escalators for this reason.
I think we all have a little bit.
There are few forces in this world that I feel can stop an escalator. It's just something about those metal teeth and the way they like clank together.
Yeah.
It's a meat grinder. You're done.
Yeah.
You go in there, you're done.
Right.
I.e. I don't know.
Close enough.
Yeah, and then we always obviously beep the names out of all the people just to pay respect, be respectful, not be too hateful about it.
Yeah.
But then so that brings me to this point. I'm going to go ahead and pause this music so we can kind of watch this together. It's not great, folks.
Footage.
It's not great, folks. So just go ahead and buckle up for this.
Oh, God.
Let's hope it's not too loud so we don't blow our eardrums out. Yeah. Oh, volume.
A father, now a widow, in shock. Chang Wei's wife,
Here's the woman.
gone.
This is the
His
incident.
son, traumatized. His heart, broken.
Yeah, and then she
My child wanted
disappears.
to go. He says he wanted to ride the escalator. It was supposed to be a relaxing day at the mall with
And then
his
look,
wife,
she steps.
Xiang Lujian, and their
Oh,
child.
man.
Saves her son,
Yeah.
He says,
and then rolls out, bro. There's
Oh
like,
my
okay,
God.
so then here's the derailment that I went down after this slippery slope that I ran into finding this death of the week, dude. There are so many freaking accidents where people are getting mauled by freaking escalators, dude.
Really?
Yeah, here, look, I got another one. This one's 28 seconds long. Hold on.
Man.
If it'll play.
It's changing my perspective.
No, seriously, I don't think it's going to play.
Stairs next time, you know?
Right?
Oh, it's not going to play. Well, and then there were a bunch of others, dude. I found like 4 or 5, like this one.
Some incredible video, and it comes to us from Turkey.
Well, a man is literally swallowed up by an escalator. Now, keep your eye on the right side of the screen. You can see crowds of commuters
Look, he's
walking down the stairs in the broken down escalator. Suddenly, though, the conveyor belt gives way.
Oh,
Just
my
like that,
God.
the man
Gone, bro.
vanishes. Took rescue crews about an hour.
It was
to
like
pull him
it
out.
opened up
We're
to
told
swallow
he only
him.
suffered minor injuries. It turns out the escalator was closed for repairs, but someone moved the barricade.
He survived.
He
Wow.
did?
That one survived.
Wow.
Minor injuries on that
It
one,
said
bro.
it took him an hour to get him out. Could you imagine?
Man, just being stuck.
In
Bro, that's crazy.
There's so many. Like, we could literally I pulled up like 5 or 6, but I don't want to go through all of them. But yeah, that's needless to say, guys, that's this week's death of the week, man. I don't know.
Man, we not going to malls.
stairs will swallow you
It's
up.
sketchy, dude. It's sketchy for several reasons. Because, like I said, like those teeth, the way they come together, dude, it's like you're done.
It looked like they hurt. Like they're not soft.
No.
And it makes me think now back to how many times I've seen escalators being shut down.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm
gosh,
saying?
dude.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Like-
insane. I don't know. It blew my mind like that there was that much material out there on people just like I thought it was just like a
It's a common thing.
yeah, dude. I thought it was just like it was all in my head, you know, like it's in my head, Charles. You know what I mean? Like you're never gonna get killed by an escalator. Little did I know.
Or it's like a once in a lifetime
now
type
it's
thing.
now
But
it's
no.
a common occurrence.
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah, jeez, I don't know, dude.
Man.
Yeah. So rest in peace to from China. You are gone and forgotten.
Until we remembered you today. So Eric, you're not from Evansville?
No, I'm not from Evansville. So
where are you from?
I'm from St. Louis. I was born in Elkhart, Indiana, and raised in St. Louis.
Okay, so still an Indiana native, but uprooted at like a young age.
I moved like third, fourth grade. Something.
And
Like
St. Louis can kind of be rough a little
oh
bit
my
too.
gosh, it can't kind of be rough. It is rough.
Where is Elkhart?
Elkhart is up by South Bend, Gary, all of that good stuff. So it's 5 hours away from us.
You say good stuff like facetiously.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because South Bend's not great.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the greatest.
Yeah, dude, I knew a couple guys that knew some guys that got stabbed up there. Seriously,
Yeah.
we just had one on not too long ago.
wow.
Mike Farley, man, episode 65. I don't remember. His story is really good. Check him out, Mike Farley. Looking for the I forget the title of the episode. I can't remember what we even called it. Do you remember? He said he knew somebody that got freaking
the search for stability.
Search for Stability. Yeah, I think it's episode 65, dude. Big shoots to Mike Farley. But yeah, dude, you fuck around up there, dude, and you just get shanked over a honey bun.
Something
Wow.
crazy.
Seriously,
That's
dude.
crazy.
South Bend's wild, dude.
That's
They
crazy.
they
That
don't.
sounds
It's Wild West out there, dude.
Oh yeah.
What was Elkhart like though?
Man, like I said, like I was third or fourth grade when I moved from Elkhart. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. When I was there, it was just like a small town. Everybody knew everybody. You knew, a relative of this or that person. Like it wasn't too many places that you could go where you wouldn't know somebody. But I got a funny story from Elkhart. So you guys know Sean Kemp, right?
Yeah.
Basketball NBA player.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp, pretty famous. Was a good. I think he played center. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, it's this place called Tosin in Elkhart. That it's like a community center where everybody used to go play basketball.
Right.
Got about 16 courts out there.
Wow.
It's outside and they got a building connected to it. Yeah. Sean Kemp. Well, anyway, he has this court out there that says.
That's what I thought. He's powerful. Well, he's power forward and center.
Center.
So.
Okay, yeah. He has this court out there that says Kemp's Court on it. So that's dope. But the crazier story is my mom dated him at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom dated him briefly. Yeah, man, which is crazy.
That's bananas, dude.
Yeah, it was really short.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, kind of a strange looking fellow.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. He's not like a 9 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Nah.
He's definitely like looks like if I was gonna get in a fight with somebody, I would not want to be him.
Right.
So what made you move from there to St. Louis?
My mom. My mom moved there from St. Louis. From Elkhart. And I just grew up there, went to Normandy. We lived in Pagedale was where we initially lived, and ended up living in Ferguson. Actually, my last 2 years of high school, I actually lived right around the corner from where Mike Brown got shot at.
I was gonna
and
say
everything.
Ferguson's
So
not a good area.
that I don't know if you guys ever seen or remember seeing the clip of the Quick Trip that got burnt down. Like I literally used to go to that Quick Trip like almost every day.
And it was during like the rioting and all that stuff.
I didn't go during the rioting. I was here by then.
When it got burned down though. That
Quick Trip got burned down. Yeah. So yeah, it was during the rioting and all of that. And my auntie lived in that neighborhood for like all my life. So yeah. But the crazy thing about it, like she said that she would look out her window and see, and she could tell that it was people there that wasn't from St. Louis. Like she could tell that like these people aren't from some of these.
Yeah, they were like busting them in.
Yeah,
that was like we had a weird thing. Yeah, you'd have been here. Evansville had a weird thing when they were like some folks were getting bussed in to Evansville during the last big riots in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And like shit was just going bananas. It was going sideways for the whole country. This is when Trump was in office, and it was not looking great for us for a while. And there was just like extreme racial divide. Yeah, and like Trump wasn't making it any better, obviously. And then we had there were like a bunch of bricks downtown. Do you remember hearing about that? Like on Riverside Drive, there were a bunch of bricks like all up and down the road, and like people were getting ready for like looting and rioting in Evansville. Really? And there were like buses from out of town. Wow. And I think it was because Trump had just had a rally here or something. I don't know. But like it was a big thing on social media, and then nothing ever happened. No looting or rioting. But there were like I was downtown and saw like the bricks on the side of the road. Like people were ready to start smashing. Oh yeah. Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Was it just you and your mom growing up?
Me and my mom. My brother, my oldest brother, he had moved to St. Louis temporarily. So I'm the youngest of four. But it was just me and her, and we just been in St. Louis ever since until I moved out.
Did you have that like religious upbringing, or were you?
No, man, not at all. Not at all.
That's what's up.
No, man, never had that religious upbringing at all. My mom didn't go to church consistently, so the encounters that I had with church was funny because I had encounters with church with my brother's dad. My brother's dad, who lived in St. Louis, but my brother, he actually lived in Elkhart. So I was the youngest, and all of them were out the house by the time we left. So they all stayed back in Elkhart, except for my oldest brother. Like I said, he moved to St. Louis temporarily, then moved back to Elkhart. So yeah, man, it was just us, and we stayed there, that for the duration of
and you said
my
4 brothers?
Life. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
2 brothers and 1 sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, so 4 of y'all total.
Yeah, 4
and you're
of
the
us
youngest
total.
of everybody?
Yep, I'm the youngest.
Dang, dude. Do you ever just get like roughed up as a kid?
Nah, man, like actually I was the one doing a lot of the roughing up with him because I knew that I could get away with it. So like I busted my sister's nose with a baseball, all kinds of, like I was bad, man. I was bad. Like
that's terrible.
When I didn't get my way, like one time my mom told me no to something, and I tore down this whole display in the grocery store, man. Like, yeah, man, like, yeah, bro, like I didn't grow up in church at all.
So
damn, dude, you were made for the gang life. No, I'm just joking.
Right, that's where I was project. That's what the projection was, man. I was
dude.
So when I was born in Evansville and I moved away in 3rd grade, and
okay.
I feel like when I moved in 3rd grade, people didn't really click with you until like middle school, maybe later in middle school. Was that similar?
I feel like it was kind of that thing. I felt like I wasn't really finding my way until then. Like I didn't, because I think middle school is like that age where we get that quirkiness, and then we find our tribe and the people that's kind of like us. I feel like that's that, because you're trying to figure out stuff in middle school, know. Puberty hitting hard and all this other stuff, and
back to the softies, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, dude. We had this weird conversation a little while ago about puberty, man, and we were just talking about like the vicious little boners you get, dude, and like how aggressive they were, dude. I know it's like a weird thing.
Yeah,
we're not coming at it from like a provocative standpoint. Yeah, so everybody knows. But like, do you remember that? Like back when you were just young and like the AC would kick on, you were just like, whoop. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what is going on here, dude?
It didn't have to have a rhyme or a reason why.
Right. No, dude. You just woke up and you're like, everything's wet, dude. What's going on here, bro?
Were you into music in middle school?
You said what?
Were you into music in middle school?
Man, not really. I wasn't even really into music in middle school for real, man. I wasn't really into music until like high school a little bit.
Like listening or anything?
Just listen. Yeah, like I wasn't really crazy about, like I was an Eminem head in middle school.
He's a monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a pun intended, right? So yeah, man, I really didn't like listen to music heavy until high school, and then even then I didn't make it or have an interest in making it. Like I just used to make a whole bunch of mixes with Lil Wayne, Eminem, whatever was hot, at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's all I was doing.
What was high school like for you? Were you doing sports? Were you?
Nah, man, I didn't do sports, but one of the things in high school was like I knew a lot of people in high school. Like I was cool with a whole bunch of Bloods. I was cool with Crips and stuff like that, but I never took part in a gang. And like, as far as I love playing basketball, and people wanted me to try out for basketball. It was a few people was like, Eric, why don't you try out for basketball? Because they knew I could play. And I used to play like every day after school. But
and you were decent.
Yeah, I was decent, man.
Damn.
So I never got on the team, but I did try out one time, I guess.
I made whenever I was in 5th grade, I made like how like when you're young, they give like these like these lazy names to things. It's like spelling teams. It's like there's the gold team and then there's the eagle team. And so in my 5th grade year, I was like, I'm gonna try out for basketball because I was like, I just saw Space Jam or something. And I was like all pumped about it. I was like, I'm gonna be the best guy playing on the team, blah blah blah. And we had this is how lazy my school was. We had an A team, a B team, and a C team, dude. I made the backup for C team. I didn't even make C team, bro. I made the backup for C team, dude. They were like, hey, if the blind kid falls over and tears his ACL, we'll call you. Until then, get the Gatorade.
So what was that like growing up where there were like gangs like the Bloods and the Crips in the area?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
in
man.
St. Louis. No. Is this St. Louis yet?
Yeah,
no.
we St. Louis.
Yeah, this is in St. Louis now.
Yeah, we're in St. Louis.
That's
we're
insane,
in St. Louis,
dude.
because we talked about middle school. And,
Yeah.
Really didn't deal with that much in middle school, but when I got in high school and moved to the inner city, so I moved to the inner city, and man, it was like my experience was like it was a unique experience, I feel like, because I knew a lot. Like I said, I knew a lot of gang members, and I was around a lot of gang members just being in class. Like, it was a Crip that used to call me a Blood because he knew the area that I lived in, but he was doing it jokingly. We had a cool relationship. He was like, "What up, Blood?" Every time he come in, and I just laugh, and we'd just start talking and stuff like that. So, man, it was definitely interesting. I got jumped by some Bloods. I think between my junior and senior year.
Was it because you were friends with the Crip?
No, man. It was literally because we were in a Blood area. So it was like, you want me to jump into the story?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it then. So I was at my girlfriend's house. At the time, I was at my girlfriend's house, and we went to her dad's house, and so we went to her dad's house. Then we walked to the store. And on the right side, we see about 20 dudes. I knew that they were Bloods by the way that they were dressed. It was black and red.
Yeah.
So we walked by them, and I see a person that I knew from school. Keep going, go to the store. So I'm thinking I'm try to be smart, and like it wasn't really no other way back, so we had to come back past the street. Right. So I'm like, look, when we come back, y'all, we gonna come on this side. So it was me, my friend, my girlfriend, her dad, and her sister. So it was 5 of us. And we like, okay, we go come back on this right side. Lo and behold, they split up. 10 on this side, 10 on this side.
Damn, there's 20 of them?
There's no exaggeration.
There's 20 of them?
No exaggeration.
What, is this a firefight in Afghanistan?
Man.
What is going on here, bro?
No exaggeration at all. So we come back on the right side, and then so we walk past them, and as we getting in the middle of the crowd on that right side, one of the dudes tried to talk to my girlfriend, and then he's like, "Hey, you got a boyfriend?" Yeah. And then she was like, "So he ain't me?" And then she was like, "I bet he'll whoop yo." And I was like, hold on, chill out.
Whoa, baby. Whoa.
Chill out.
Slow down.
Like I'm not scared, but I'm not stupid either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she said that, and I'm like, oh man, it's probably about to go down. It's probably about to happen. So I'm like, hold on, chill out. It's not even worth it. It's not worth it. Then all of a sudden, boom, in the back of my head. And so I stumble in the middle of the street. And I'm like, all right, we here now. Let's go. So I tell him to come in the middle of the street. He swings, miss, and I rock him real hard in the face. Rock him. He stumbles back. Then it's about a 19-year-old that's with him. He comes, grab my shirt, pulls it over my head, and pulls me into the alley. I break away while he's punching me in my face, just uppercutting me, going at it in my face. We break away and then pull back, and then this Escalade and this car comes by and kind of breaks it up, stop it, and then people start stepping outside the house and they're like, y'all stop. And they stop temporarily. So that allows us to, kind of walk down the way. The crazy thing is, me and my best friend, man, we had on some fresh Air Force Ones. We had
just all lost them both. Sketched up.
Lost them both.
Oh, you just lost them?
Yeah, because we used to wear our shoes loose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when that happened, like, the first dude, when he hit me, I stumbled and came out one of them. So I didn't even look down to try to put it back on or nothing. So when he pulls me,
with the shirt,
pulls me. I lose the other one trying to stumble back. I lose the other Air Force One, so that's a shoe gone. My friend did the same thing. He was running and ended up losing his. So when I'm coming out the alley, I see him running, and it's a fleet of dudes behind him. I'm like, it's no way that we can win this 5 versus 2. It's no way.
Right.
So, I have no problem fighting the 101, but I'm like, it's
1-on-4.
Yeah, exactly. It's no way. So we fend them off, and those cars break them up, and people coming out yelling and screaming and stuff break it up. We go down the street, and that Cadillac comes around the corner, drops off the dude that I hit and another dude with him, and I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna just bang with these dudes. Damn. Then I'm like, I'm already too whooped. I know and
you're
it's
barefooted.
Not gonna look good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not a good fight to be in, bro.
Exactly.
It's not a good fight.
I'm like, forget it. So I dip, man. Like,
peace out.
I run, and I'm like, this was the one time I felt like I was in the Matrix during the fight. Like, it wasn't many fights, but anyways, I literally see his hand coming at my face like this, and able to move out the way just a smidgen, just for me to get away, run down the alley, and then when I'm coming down the alley, this Escalade is coming at me.
And that's his homeboy.
Yeah, exactly. So when this Escalade is coming at me, I dart towards it and run past it because I know that they're gonna have to get out the door, open it. Yeah, exactly.
Turn around or stop and get out.
Exactly. So I run past it, dart down the alleyway, and somehow I find her dad's house again where we were. This was my first time being here. I didn't know how I got back.
And what side of town is this?
This was the south side.
South side.
Okay. Inner city.
But we're still in we're in Missouri, right?
Missouri, yeah. St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, St. Louis.
South side of Missouri.
Yeah.
Damn.
Excuse me.
No, you're good.
I guess south.
I'm trying
southeast.
I don't visit there very often.
Yeah, so a little bit. So when you come into St. Louis, you see all the lights, the casino, all that stuff. About 20 minutes from where that is. 20 minutes, because a lot of people come into St. Louis like, especially people from Evansville, we love St. Louis. Because your experience is limited. You don't live in the city. Or, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't care.
They're hanging out around the stadium. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, where the money is being spent.
They're over by the arch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like...
So, yeah, man. So we get back there. I get in the house, and my friend is there in the bathroom, shoeless, socks hanging off his feet. I'm like, man, how did you get back? What happened to you? He was like, man, what happened to you? So we get in the car. I go back home. I start throwing up, eyes black and everything like that. So my mom, they dropped me off at me and my friend off at my mom's house. I get to my mom, and she's like, Eric, what happened to you? What happened to you? I'm like, Mom, we got into a fight, man. We got into a fight. And she's like, come on. So she takes me to the hospital, make sure ain't nothing wrong. I took the brunt of it because I was the initial, jumping off things. So I took the brunt of it, and we go. I'm only allowed 3 visitors because the gangs like to come back and finish the things that they started.
Right.
So I had 3 visitors.
Savage.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
What was that? Did that change like your outlook a little bit? You know?
Man. That's what I was getting to, man. That started to change my perspective and my outlook, like you asked, man. So I had 3 visitors. One was my mom, one was my older cousin, and one was my girlfriend at the time. And my older cousin, he asked me, he was like, so what are you going to do now? Like, what's the next step for you? What you going to do now? I was like, it's easy. I'm going to take a gun, go back over there and shoot him up. You know, it's easy. I know how to get access to a gun. He was like, well, what's that going to do? You know what I'm saying? That really got my wheels turning, my mind spinning, and got me thinking about. So,
and who was that said that to you? That was your dad?
My older cousin.
Your older cousin?
My older cousin, man. He was like a good influence in my life, man, and tried to guide me in the right direction.
Yeah.
When I was looking for colleges and stuff to go to, he was, you know, taking me around, helping me apply and stuff like that. Did what he could. So we, you know, he asked me that, and he was like, well, what is that going to do? And I'm like, man, then I got to thinking, like, if I do that, the only vehicle I have access to is my mom's car, and it was this big green Intrepid that my brother had and gave to her, and it had this big old dent in it, and it was held together by bungee cords and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, if I do that, it could cause problems for my mom, because that car is very noticeable. Green Intrepid, big dent in it. There wasn't too many. And you know, I could go to jail, you know, and I definitely don't want to do that. Yeah. So I'm like, man, so like I said, it got me to thinking, like, what do I want to do with my life? What am I going to do with my life in the trajectory that, you know, that it was going, if I would have done something like that. And that's when I started to take my life a little bit more serious and started to think about things that I was doing.
So on that note, the one thing that I'm thinking about this whole time that you're telling me this story, and especially near the tail end here, whenever you're and that was your cousin, correct?
Yeah.
And when your cousin says, well, what is that going to do? And like your wheels start turning, that makes me think about like the whole process of like, so I put myself in the shoes of the Bloods that were just like whooping up on you, right? Yeah. Like I'm in their shoes now, and I'm just thinking about like, all right, there's these 5 folks walking here. Oh, there's a cute girl. Hey, girl, what's up, mommy chulo?
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And then, like, she's like, no, I got a boyfriend. He'll beat your ass. Yeah. And then, you know, homeboy's like, well, you know, and then he puts up a little bit of a fight. My question is like, and I don't know if you even have a pulse on like gang relation or like anymore, or maybe even back then you can answer this question, but like, as a Blood, like I'm in his shoes and I'm thinking like, okay, so this kid, I was hitting on his girlfriend, he's upset, so I beat him up because, you know, he thought he could take me, whatever. But in some instances, like gang members will just straight up go from like they beat someone up or they get beat up straight to a bullet.
Yeah.
And how do we get there? Because as a violent individual, I can be. Like I was in the infantry, so like I can and will fight. Yeah. It's not my favorite thing, but I can and will fight. Yeah. But I have like a moral compass even when it comes to fighting. It's like I'm not gonna, I mean, unless it's like, I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but like I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this question. Like when it's such a little topic or such a little scuffle, if you will, how do we go straight from, okay, hand-to-hand combat to I'm just going to shoot him? You know what I mean? Like, how does that wild jump get made over something as little as a confrontation in the street? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man,
that might be a tough question to answer, man, but like, you kind of get what I'm asking?
Yeah. I get exactly.
It's a wild leap.
How does it jump from 0 to 100?
Like, square up, and then they're like, now you're dead, and your mom's going to your funeral. Like, what?
Exactly.
How do we get there?
Exactly.
How did that even start? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. You like, you got to think about it, man. Like, to the where gangs move to, the reputation of a gang at this point is I'm the biggest and I'm the baddest. You know what I'm saying?
It's tribal.
Yeah, I'm exactly. I'm the biggest and I'm the baddest. We want to claim territory. What's the easiest way to get rid of somebody? You know, gun. You know, fighting isn't gonna take care of a job. If we want to get rid of this gang, if we want to show our authority, if we want to show or make other people scared of our gangs, we're gonna do the worst that we can do. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You hear about, I think I just heard recently about like some cartels and stuff like that. They put heads out in the street like to show like, look, this is what's gonna happen to people that cross
the Impaler
line
type stuff.
What?
Some Vaughn the Impaler type stuff.
Vaughn?
Isn't that the guy?
Oh, like, Vlad the Impaler? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
He put the heads on the sticks, bro.
Yeah. I just, and it's like,
it's like an alpha thing.
Yeah, man. It's like it's an alpha
Territorial.
thing. Yeah, and it's like, you know, you can get into a fight, you can lose a fight.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo, you know.
No, who cares?
That's a fight, yeah. But you gun somebody down, that makes a statement. You know what I'm saying? It gives you, you know, a lot of people in gangs now, like I said, it's reputation based. So we know he's known for the one that'll shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got that cred, you know. So now when we need somebody to be shot, like we call on little man right here that ain't scared to do it. You know
So
what
you
I'm
think
saying?
do you still have kind of a pulse on like, I mean, gang activity? I don't know what like.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody like that or like around here that kind of goofs around with that stuff, or have you kind of lost touch with that side of the world?
Yeah, I kind of lost touch with it. Personally, I don't know nobody. I don't know anybody, but I know that they're, you know, it's worse, you know, now. Like, you
than
know,
it was back then.
Yeah, man. It's like,
Really?
you know, it's a lot worse. Like,
But-
it don't have to be an altercation for it to happen.
They're just
at
for
this
no
point.
reason.
Yeah. If we know that this gang is over here, we going over there. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying Snoop Dogg even touched on this on a recent interview that he had or whatever. But he was talking about how like out of everybody, like he was one of the only people that was cool with both like East Coast and West Coast or Blood and the Crips. You know, like he was like one of the only few people that was able to maneuver that fine line to be cool with both sides.
And that brings to light another question I got in my mind. I'm sitting here thinking about like I remember in like when I was a kid, you always heard about like can this black on black crime stop or black on black hate, etc. It's basically gang violence. Like black families were sitting like mothers and fathers were like, hey, can we just cut the shit? Like the older heads were like, hey, cut it out, y'all. Cut it out, y'all. Like the wiser, older generation was like, hey, I know you guys got gangs and shit. Like back in the 80s and 90s and when this was popping off, and they were like, hey, can the black on black shit chill?
Yeah.
But like, how have we 40 years later not found resolution? I just don't understand. Like, I mean, it's not necessarily all black on black because that's just simply not the case. But it definitely seems to be, I guess, a prime mover, at least. I don't know. Like, how have we still not defeated the whole, like, gang thing? You know, like, what is it that the gangs have against society, I guess? You know what I mean? Like,
I think, man, it's like, I think the only thing to notice is like things get worse, you know, unless we have some type of tangible thing to take care of or eradicate. You know, there's you know, those grandparents are dying off now, and those kids that they were talking to are now parents. So now you see their kids are wilder. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or what? It's only, you know, following down the pipeline. You know, if we're not, you know, trying to have a resolution to that, like there's not people that live in the community that are staying there, going out reaching to these guys, man. There's not anyone going out and reaching to, you know, these kids, man, and building relationships. One of the things that I'm noticing and learning about like the millennials today is that they want real people in real relationships. Like they can spot a fake from a mile away.
Yeah.
If you can't actually talk to them or speak to them on their level, then it's, you know, it's in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, there's no propaganda.
Whereas those kids might have listened back in the day, these kids won't unless it's something appealing to them. You know what I'm saying?
So is there a resolution, you think, to the madness?
I think it comes through the generation thing, like he was saying, the kids, and it just boils down to kids not wanting to deal with the things that the previous generations have put in place.
Yeah, man, and I think that for me, I think that I'm sorry, I keep looking at this calzone.
My bad, dog. Let me pull this down, dude.
You good?
I was gonna mention this in a little bit, but we'll come back
Hey,
to
can
that.
we break in and I use the bathroom?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
man,
good,
you're
dude. We'll
good,
just
you're
keep
good.
it rolling.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll just keep it rolling. You know where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Top of the stairs to the right.
Yep.
Can I get a beverage?
Yeah. And you can
Just
bump that
surprise
mic
me.
around or whatever if you need to. What you need, big dog? What
Just,
you need?
surprise me. I'm not picky. I'll drink it.
Let's do
A latte?
Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be what you get.
I'm cool with a latte.
There you go, man. Yeah, it's intriguing, man. Like I'm God bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
it really does spark, like he was saying, like the kids are just wilder than the parents were. So that begs the question, like, okay, then at what exponential point does this stop?
Right, and I think it just boils down to like one kid's not wanting to deal with it. So like your dad necessarily wasn't there a lot. My dad necessarily wasn't there a lot. So because of that, you know, I'm trying to be there more for my kid. And if you're, you know what I mean? Like when you have a kid, if you ever decide to have a kid, like you're going to do the extra efforts to make sure that you're not like your dad. I feel like a lot of kids are going to come to that realization, but a lot of these kids don't know that there is another better life, or they think the only way to get out of it is through drugs and hip hop, or, you know, other things along those lines, when there are other ways.
I don't know. Like, I just genuinely asked the question because, like, I don't even know what that solution even begins to even look like. But it is severely bad, like, to the point to where, like, you even look at, like, the south side of Evansville, and, like, they talk about the south side of Evansville like it's a blemish, like it's a tarnished spot of Evansville. You know what I mean? I mean, short of, and then, just bump that around. There you go, big dog. All right. We were just talking about your point where, like, the kids are just getting wilder and wilder and wilder. And I'm like, I wanted to ask you, like, you know what I mean? And we were having the conversation about, like, what does that resolution even look like? And it just blows my mind because, like, if the kids are getting wilder and wilder, then how do we even eventually solve the crisis it is a crisis. It's like, a big part of it is, I feel like, the multimedia, like the music is coming out where it's just like, I feel like it's maybe getting better, but like you can go search some trap shit. Yeah. And then it's just like cap. Yep. Drug. Yeah. Bitch. And it's just like money, hoes, drugs, murder. That's what it's all about. And that's what sells. And then that at the same time, then at that point, and it's like, well, now you're just feeding into the epidemic. Yeah. Dude.
And so
I don't know what that solution looks like.
Yeah, to that point, man, and that's exactly where I was getting at. And you spoke specifically about the South Side, man. So what my job is, man, I do asset-based community development.
Okay.
And that's exactly what it is. Like, you have to figure out what the problem is, or understand what the problem is. So the problem is, why do kids even get in gangs? Some they wanna feel like they're a part of something. They want to feel included, or they want to have family. They want to feel big and bad. It may be different reasons.
Lack of guidance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But exactly. So why do they want to feel like that? Because it's lack of guidance. It's lack of feeling important. You know. So now I can get in gang, like try to get my rank up. Get in gangs, get my rank up, or have somebody that'll ride with me, or because I don't have that at home.
And they'll give you guidance.
Yeah.
Gangs will give you guidance.
Exactly.
They're like, what up, young blood?
Exactly.
Yeah, check this out. This is how this works.
Exactly.
And now you got this whole new world.
It ain't the right guidance,
but it's guidance.
But it's the guidance.
Where
exactly.
there was none before.
Where there was none before.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like dealing with asset-based community development, it's pulling together their strength, their attributes. Okay, you're good with your art. You're good with hands. You can do this. You're a rapper.
Yeah.
You're a rapper. You're a producer. All right. Well, how can we get that put to good use? You know what I'm saying? How can we get you? How can you lift up your community? And people that's showing that they're there caring about what they have to say and that what they want to do. That's a solution. That's how because if we can catch him at 5 years old and start to get his wheels turning about how he can, sell lemonade in his own community, to start making change, to buy this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are the possibilities that he can do for his community? How can he bring good attention to his community, and how will that change somebody else's, perspective on their community? And my thing is this. So for me, my ultimate solution is God. My ultimate solution is Jesus. So if the first thing, I can't help them even get to see Jesus at all, or God at all, if I can't get them past the hunger that they need. Why would I talk to them about God first if I can't show them love, or I can't show them, like, okay, you need some food, let me meet this need and show you love.
Let me provide
what love looks like. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we miss that as Christians, that, when we think of outreach and going to talk to people about God, we think immediately of you need to come to Jesus. You need to do this.
Repent.
Exactly.
Repent.
Exactly. And I think, if you look at Jesus's life, he didn't go doing that. He saw the need. Get up, go sin no more. He healed. He healed. He did and gave them a commandment. Go sin no more.
And that's one thing I wanted to touch on too is like, so you've been in the church. Have you ever heard that song like "My Jesus wouldn't be accepted in my church"?
Yeah.
So like that's like one big pointer that like when people are like they're like talking like like these. I say these Christians nowadays. Not all Christians are like this.
No, go ahead. I get what
but
you're
like
saying.
when somebody
these Christians nowadays,
when
bro.
somebody
This guy, no,
like when the average like person talks about a Christian, they automatically get this mindset. You know what I mean? And then like in this song, it says like "My Jesus will never be accepted in my church." It's talking about like how he's wearing dirty clothes. Has like mud on his shoes or stuff along the lines, and how like a lot of people in the church would like judge that person versus like reach out to that person, like make sure they got a seat, so on and so forth. Well, there was actually on HBO Max this local pastor has a daughter that is she's a lesbian. And he supports her, and that community or whatever. God loves all people. And and his congregation actually fired him from being their preacher because he like what is it called? Officiated one of the weddings or something along those lines.
Yeah, he just associated himself with a formal wedding of a gay couple. Well, and then with the news broke whenever he affiliate. Didn't he do something like
he dressed up in drag
like
for
a woman.
the wedding or something?
Yeah, he dressed up like a woman and like went to like a drag show and was like, and he was just like, "What's up, y'all?" And he was like super cool about it, like super progressive. Like I get it, like it's on the fringe. I get it, but his message
was God loves all people.
His message resonates really well with me as an individual who considers themselves a Christian. I was raised Catholic. I kind of chose that route myself. My parents didn't raise me Catholic, but I like chose to go to mass on my own, et cetera, et cetera. But like, like as someone who considers themselves a Christian, but not necessarily like the perfect Christian. Yeah. I'd like to think that my God at the end of the day is going to say like, hey, you fucked up, right? Yeah. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I was trash for a little bit. Like 09 to 18, that wasn't me, dog. But like, 19 to 60, that was me. That was all me. I had you in my heart. Yeah. But like that message resonates really well with me that like your ethics and your morals are in the right place. Mm-hmm. It's whenever you take, it's when I say they, but I mean, I'm speaking about people that I affiliate with. Yeah. So like, as a Christian, but like when Christians take the word and then just beat you over the head with it, and they're like, start here, finish here, no if and or buts. Yeah. It's like you're not showing like what Christianity really has to offer. You're really just kind of you're
taking the message and not the core values and applying the values. You're sticking to exactly the script.
Yeah, it's not like we're asking you to be gay, dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not
go ahead, my bad.
No. But I'm just saying, like, that's the point. Like, that's why he dressed up in drag.
Well, and Mary Magdalene was a whore. Like,
that's aggressive. That's aggressive.
It's factual. You know what I mean? She was like a prostitute of the times. You know?
I don't think I would say whore, but yeah.
But I'm just saying, like.
Thank God for redemption, right?
Right.
Golly, dude. Yeah, Mary Magdalene was a slut. So, what? Gee, dude.
So I'm just saying, even if you don't agree with it, you can still show them love and compassion and
100%,
understanding.
100%.
Exactly. So to my point of, homosexuality, and it may be an unpopular opinion. So my basis of living in life and the way I conduct myself is based off the Bible, based off the truth of the Bible and the word of God. So God hates sin, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, for the most he does hate's a strong word, but yeah, he doesn't like it.
He hates sin. He hates sin.
Yeah, dude.
It's against sin is against God. So
100%.
He hates my sin just as much as he hates anybody else's sin.
You can say mine. I sin a lot.
No, I'm just saying like
I sin a lot, dude.
I use myself. No. So I'm held to that same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is, sin is sin. We can't avoid it. So whether it's homosexuality, whether it's sex, whether it's lying, whether it's whatever the case may be,
no sin is more equal or less than another. It's all the same.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's not Dante's Inferno,
my
bro.
thing is this: like, I know people that are gay. I love them, but I hate the sin. I won't partake in it, nor will I engage in it or engage with it. That's my stance, because I feel like I value God. If not to say that I'm perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I value God and I value his statutes, and I strive to be, as a Christian, like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I strive to be that. So if he's saying something is, Sodom and Gomorrah, think back to Sodom and Gomorrah, because it was all
I was
types
just thinking about that
sexual,
the other day.
It was all types of sexual immorality in there, and he burnt the place. And he told Lot's wife not to look back.
Roasted.
She looked back, turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he, you know what I'm saying? If he thinks that much,
I know, which is crazy, because I was talking about
not saying that you can't be brought from that, you know?
Right. No, I was talking about like Las Vegas and like the city of sin and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's stopping this? What's stopping this from being wiped out? Or like the Tower of Babel. And you're building this to reach to the heavens, and then like we're trying to go to other planets, and then it's like, I'm like looking up at the night sky. Sometimes I'm like, like what's gonna happen? When like are the meteors gonna like rain down on us for trying to go to space?
So he confused the language in Babel, because they built it up so high trying to reach God. So he confused their language so they couldn't communicate.
And part of me is like, is it the concept? Because like God's a God of concept, but then he's also a God. He's like a multi. He's agape. It's everything.
Exactly.
So, but I was gonna say, let's get back a little bit. So like, this happened to you about your junior year of high school, transitioning to senior year. So like your senior year, do you start going to church, or like? When you were like,
how does high school? How does high school wrap up for you, basically?
Yeah, so I start going to church a little bit, like I said, with my brother's dad. He lived in St. Louis, and from time to time I would go to church with him, but I never was really rooted. Never really, sought God out for myself or sought Jesus out for myself. I was just going just because.
What was your passive thought about religion at this point? Like, you knew other people that like went to church and stuff. Like your mom probably went to church every now and then. But like, what was your passive thought on religion in general, Christianity in general?
So I just considered myself a Christian just because I went to church. I didn't understand nor think about the depth of it or how deep it was.
Yeah.
So I just thought, church was going to church, singing songs, and
hitting the hymns, dude, hitting the high notes.
That was the extent of it for me. But I don't think there was anybody that actually pressed in on the idea that God desires more for your life. You know what I'm saying? This is not all to being a Christian and following Jesus. This is not it. You know what I'm saying? It goes deeper than that. It's a heart, life change, a mind change, And that was pretty much my extent. But back to the question you said what was,
high school wrap up.
High school wrap up.
Yeah. What did that look like?
Through high school, I think it was an instance, maybe 3 different instances where my sister would she called me. So her and my brother-in-law were fasting, and they lived in Elkhart, Indiana, while we were in St. Louis. My brother and my brother-in-law and my sister, they were fasting and praying, and my sister called me and she said, "Eric, were you doing this, and this?" And I said, and I'm talking to her on the phone.
Right.
I'm like, "How did you know that I was doing that? How did you know?"
That wasn't me.
Yeah. No, she told me, like, it was such a shock, and it was such precision with it that I'm like, I feel like you were standing there watching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't avoid. And I was like, "How did you know?" She was like, "Well, God showed me. God showed me in a dream. God showed me in a vision." And it was 3 different times. And I think this was one of my starting points to my reverence with God.
To realizing there was something.
Yeah, it was something. It has to be something to this. And so my high school year, I started dating my wife, I think junior year. After I got jumped, probably about a week later, I broke up with.
Was she? Oh, I was.
No,
gonna say,
I broke up with that girl. And
He was like, "Yeah, you volunteered me for fights."
right.
Yeah, you could have been part of this.
Right.
I'm 15 years deep now. What's
Right,
up, dude?
right.
Shout out to your wife, man. She's crushing it, dude.
Yeah, man. So we high school sweethearts, man.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, man, we've been together ever since. So
And she doesn't hit you.
No,
God,
not
that's
at
so
all, man.
surprising
Not
to
at
me.
all,
Not that
man.
you're like a bad person, but like it's just so normal in my life that I thought everybody's wife beat them.
So
Right.
what
I don't
It's
know.
just a
You're not
common-
quite there yet,
common
but
thing.
it's close.
what kind of
dude.
college did you go to from there?
So I went to after we graduated high school, me and my wife, we both went to Harris-Stowe State University. That's in St. Louis, and I went there for a week and found out how much college life there was just like high school. And I looked at my wife, and she was my girlfriend at the time, and I looked at her and I said, "Look, I'm chunking the deuces on this.
Yeah,
I'm out of here
GTFO,
like
dude.
a week into it. I'm like, I'm out of here." And I was like, "Look, don't let this be a determining factor of you
you.
completing."
What do you mean by it was exactly like high school? It was just trash,
I-
like cliques, gang.
The school, the university.
What was it
walking
like?
into the front? It looked like my high school. It looked exactly
was
like
it like
and
a
I
junior
felt
tech
like-
school or like
No, I think they had just turned it into a university,
like a 4-year university?
Yeah, they had just turned it into that, and it was historic. It's historic. So I think a lot of the school buildings and structures were
Yeah.
built kind of the same, back then. And I was like, I don't like this.
Are they still around now? Do you know?
Yeah, I think they are. I believe they are.
So then did you go to a different school?
No, I just left, and she was like, "I'm leaving too." And I was like, "No, don't do it, because I knew, I didn't want her mom to think that,
Right.
I was the cause of her leaving. I was like, "Look, I will dedicate myself to bringing you to school every day that you need to come." She was like, "No, I'm leaving," and
What was her
So-
cause, or what was her reason? Because you were leaving,
Yeah.
or because she thought it was just as
well,
trashy?
I think she thought it was just as trashy,
Yeah.
but I think I kind of helped.
I say trashy very loosely. I don't know. I'm not getting a very good image in my mind of this school, but you're explaining it like it was a lot like your high school. So I'm assuming.
and I seen a lot of people from high
trashy's
school,
probably not the
from
best
school.
word. I probably
Yeah.
shouldn't call a college trashy.
Trashy, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
if she saw the same
It just
thing that
wasn't
you saw,
appealing.
Yeah.
It wasn't appealing.
It wasn't ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It
wanted-
wasn't my vision that I seen for going to college.
I got you. Okay.
And I had
I'm
been
sorry
to
for
a
saying
few-
trashy. That was
No.
like the first thing that popped
Sorry,
in my
Harris,
head.
though.
So what,
My
did,
bad,
block
y'all,
that out,
dude.
block that, beep that
My
out,
bad,
bleep
dude.
that
We'll
out.
beep it out,
No,
dude.
no, it's just lit.
so what did you do after
So
that?
after that, and I had even applied for some more colleges that I didn't get accepted to. My SAT scores weren't the greatest. My wife's SAT scores were better than mine. But anyways, in seeing those colleges that I sought after and that I wanted to go to,
Yeah.
I was like, man, like I'm digging this, and then to go there, like it was nothing exciting about it. Like,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
you walk in, it's like
Just a big
doom and gloom.
letdown.
Yeah,
Kind of a letdown.
I'm like, man, what are we doing? So, from there, I didn't really seek any more schooling at that point, because I felt like the only reason that I was even going was because I was expected to. I was in honor classes in high school. Me and my wife were both in honor classes in high school in St. Louis. And I think that was just the expectation.
Yeah.
Everybody expected us. They called us the cream of the crop at school. So I think that was the expectation. And I'm like, man, I'm just doing this out of, feeling like I'm obligated to, because, we good kids. We excelled in school. And like I said, it was just a letdown, man. And I'm like, man, I don't even,
I don't want to be here, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Since I didn't get into
What
the
do you
school that
do?
I wanted to get into,
And you never go back to college after that?
I do end up going back to college temporarily when I come here. So,
What was that like? The transition period leading up to before you come
Yeah,
here?
leaving St. Louis to here.
Yeah, so man, that's another story as well. So, it was 2000.
Did you get jumped again?
No.
Damn, dude, I can't take two jumps,
but
bro.
listen to the story.
I was on you. I was like
close.
feeling. I had you in my heart, and then if you're about to tell me another jump story, I'm gonna just hang it up, dude.
Right.
I'm gonna just hang it up. Let me
was
get my
close,
tissues, bruh. No, I'm joking, dude.
Yeah,
No,
man.
but
When
the
I
transition though.
When I think about my life, man, it's a lot of stories. But anyways, the transition to that is a story as well if we got time.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, dude. Whatever. We're
all
good.
right. So it's 2008. We got married in 2007. It's 2008. We had just been married for a year, or going on a year, and it was around my birthday. We were going to the mall. Me, my mom, and my wife. We were all at the mall. We were going to the mall, getting some stuff for me. You know, getting me some gifts and stuff like that. We did a little bit of shopping.
Oh yeah.
My wife comes out of a store. We walk down the way of the mall. She goes, "I don't have my purse." I'm like, "What did you do with your purse?" She thinks back. She says, I remember setting it under this table, right by this table, because I was picking up some stuff, looking at it, and I forgot to grab it again."
Damn.
She goes back, it's gone.
Of course.
She was like, "I know who got it." Because she said it was these two girls looking at me kind of weird and shifty-eyed, you know, the whole time I was walking around. We go back, she searches around, asks at the front desk, and nobody's seen it. So we immediately make her police report.
Yeah.
We find out these girls end up jumping on a Metro Link away from the mall. And mind you, at this time, they stole over $1,000 that was in my wife's purse, because we had some plans that I had just cashed a check, and we had some plans to
Like cash?
Yeah, we
You're
had
not
some
getting
plans,
that back.
Yeah, exactly. We had some plans to pay some bills and do some shopping.
Gone.
And so, yeah, exactly. So they end up seeing these girls on camera, and they get stopped. And they asked them about it. At this point, while they're on the Metrolink, I guess they dished the purse off somewhere, took everything out of it. They don't have the purse on them, so it's hard to, you know, do anything at that point. So luckily I had a little bit of cash on me. I was able to make our whole life was in her purse at that point. She IDs, car keys, everything, you know.
Mom's birth certificate.
Yeah, her social security, you know, all that stuff. And
Brutal, dude.
Yeah, man, it was bad. So we were able to make a key, get a key made, pay to get a key made, so we can actually, you know, at least get home. So, you know, we take the L. She start working on getting her license back, getting everything back, starting from scratch, getting in touch with everybody she needs to get to, trying to get, you know, social security cards and all that, you know, bank cards, all that good stuff. And probably about 3 or 4 days later, it's probably about 3 days later, me and my wife inside our house, you know, just chilling in the bed, about to go to bed. It's late at night. All of a sudden, we hear 3 dudes, and they're like, "This the house right here." Well, mind you, they had our address, they had our keys.
No, bro.
And we hear, so they say, "This the house right here." And I immediately hop up. I say, "Jamisha, get up." That's my wife's name.
Can I pause you?
Yeah.
I don't want to pause
No, you good.
I'm in suspense right now.
Yeah.
Are you guys firearm owners at this point?
No, not at this point. Not at this point. We want to. We want to be.
And then I'll let you continue. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. You good.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Good.
Like, this is getting sweaty, dude.
Man, I'm telling you. So the only thing that's halting us right now is we have 3 boys, man, and they get into everything. Of course, we can get a lockbox and things like that.
Yeah.
But we just don't. I just don't trust them.
No, but they say this is the house right here. This is the house
this is the house. This is the house.
You hear 3 fellas.
Dudes. Yeah, we can hear 3 dudes. So I hop up out the bed, tell her to get up. I create a plan real quick. I say, if they get through the house, you open this window, you jump out the window. We lived on the 2nd floor. Yeah, so I'm like, look,
you're gonna blow your ACL out, but good luck.
It's something
but
right.
Good
yeah.
luck.
I'm like, it wasn't extremely high. It wasn't extremely
It's
high.
still-
20. It's
like-
20 feet, bro.
No, it's probably, you think about
10 foot a floor.
10-foot ceilings, yeah, but then a window, there's only like 12 feet.
Yeah, like, so I'm thinking, like, you know, get out the window, hang down, and then
Fall like maybe 6 feet.
she probably still gonna hurt something if, you know.
It's gonna be like an episode of Jackass. It's gonna hurt.
It's
gonna hurt, dude. Just a
she
heads
might
up.
be able to move. So like I tell her, you know, if they come, you know, if they get in, you do that. She's like, no, I'm not
100%,
leaving you.
100%.
I'm like, look, you need to do that and start calling the cops right now. So luckily we had a police substation like right around the corner from our house. So I run downstairs, put a chair under the door, and I used to have this bar like that used to lock my steering wheel up. I used to have a bar.
Yeah, one of them Jimmy bars.
Yeah,
dude?
that got a key to it, and I had it in the house. So I grabbed that. and I put the chair up against the door, so I'm just standing at the door, just waiting to see,
what's about to float.
Yeah, if they getting in, that somebody gonna get hurt.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah, exactly. So so while I'm doing that, she's calling the cops. Luckily, the cops swoop around there, and then all you hear is one dude say, "I can't go back to jail now." And then they just start. You can hear him move. For whatever reason, our walls and windows were like paper thin. I felt like, and that's how we were able to hear him. So thank God for paper thin windows, right? But so we hear them running, and then probably about 10, 15 minutes later, you see cops come back one by one with them in handcuffs.
Oh, they got them?
Yeah, they got them. Got all three of them, actually.
Damn.
So I'm like, man, that was close. And so after that incident, I'm like, man, I don't want to raise my kids here. I know we're gonna have kids, and I don't want them.
Dude.
Yeah, man. And
Get out.
And I felt like where we were in St. Louis, we were probably going to be there and, be around that area. And I didn't want to be around that area at all. Of course you can get out of different places in St. Louis, but I felt like for us, we needed to completely change our atmosphere, change our, location completely to see something, do something, and get something different out of life.
What made you pick Evansville?
My brother, second closest to me, or first closest to me, he had went to Vincennes from Elkhart. Him and his best friend went to Vincennes and then ended up in USI. So that's how, I was like, I'm getting out of St. Louis. I don't know where it's going to be. And this was the closest place, outside of St. Louis, and it was far enough away from St. Louis. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. So that's how that's one of the I had enough of St. Louis. We literally made like a decision, and I'm like, we leaving. I didn't even let my friend know. He came by my house, and he was like, when I walked up to the door, I knew something was different about it. He's been mad at me for years because I never let him know.
So when you transition to Evansville, God bless you. Thank you. Every time we open a beer, we like to throw out a good
sounds crisp
GDB. You know what I'm saying? A good God bless you.
Yeah. Okay.
GDBY.
Okay.
But anyway, so when you transition back to Evansville, is that when you attend college again?
Yeah. So that's when I go back to try college again. I go at Ivy Tech.
Okay.
And that was 2009. And then we have our first son in November of 2009.
And that's about the time you get into music?
Yeah. So around that same time.
Baby.
Yeah, so.
I'm 1 year. I'm just signing up for the Army that
wow,
year, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So,
I was slinging that lead, bro. No, but so 09, you're here, you're going to Ivy Tech, and then you have your boy.
Yeah, have my boy.
Your oldest boy.
Yeah.
Because you have multiple kids.
Yeah, I got 3 boys.
You got 7, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
7. Yeah.
7 kids?
No,
7 boys?
3 boys.
Could you imagine having 7 boys?
Man,
They'll burn your house down.
My gosh. My goodness.
You'd be starting your own gang. Mm-hmm. Seriously, gang of God, dude. GG, son.
God.
No, but yeah, so 09, you're at Ivy Tech. You have your first boy.
Yeah.
What's that like, just having a kid? Because I'm never going to have one. So I don't know what that's like.
Okay, man. It's okay.
What's that like, dude?
Man, it's definitely a life-altering experience. Like, I don't know how it works for men. I think some men cry when they have kids. Like, it didn't really hit me until we were on our way home, and I understood, like, my life is gonna be changed forever. This dude is gonna be in my life forever.
Or girl, if you've had a girl.
Exactly. Or girl. Yep. Whatever it is. Now, girl is a whole nother story, I'm sure. But anyways,
a lot more shotguns.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I cried at the end of the Notebook.
Did you?
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
Cool.
You're talking about crying. Did you cry when you had your son?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Like the day of, or was it like when
it
you
was the day that we went home? Because I understood.
Like 3 days later, you're like, oh fuck, I'm so screwed. No, I'm joking.
No.
I'm joking.
No,
I'm only joking. I know. No, I really did. I cried at the end of the Notebook. You know what scene got me?
What scene was it?
You're familiar with the Notebook, right?
Yeah. My wife made me watch.
Now, Ryan Gosling Jr. over here.
Right?
Dude, look, I mean, he's like, yeah, bro. He's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah. How was God for you?
Dude, I'll tell you what it was for me, what really hung me up. 2 scenes. The first one, it starts raining and they're coming off the boat. Mm-hmm. they're displaced from one
How
another.
many times did you watch it?
Oh, bro, I've lost count.
Exactly. Oh man.
Love story of my generation.
Okay.
But anyway, so like it's raining.
Titanic.
They're coming off the boat. They're displaced at this point. She's married, and he's like, he's an alcoholic that lives in the woods and built this house for her. And they get off the water. It starts pissing, pouring rain, and then he's like, "I wrote you 365 letters. I wrote you every day for a year." And then she just starts crying, and then they just go to Boogie Town right there. Boom. So, boom, she's cheating on her husband immediately. But it was like, that was it. And then the very end is...
so when did you cry? That was when you cried?
Right there.
Okay.
Whenever they're on the dock, and she's like...
So what made you cry?
That, where she was like, you never wrote me! you never wrote me! And he looks at her so serious, he's like, I wrote you 365 letters.
That's just sad within itself.
Then the next scene was when he's talking to the doctor, and he's like, he's old now.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got a hot dinner date. I got to go play this song for my wife, and we're going to dance. And the doctor's like, she's not going to remember you. She's got dementia, you crazy bastard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, well, whatever. And then, science only goes so far, and then there's God. And he goes in, and she's so far gone at this point. She's just, she's on Pluto, dude. Yeah. And then, he plays this song. I'll be seeing you in all the old... That song.
Yep.
Billie Holiday. And she remembers. It comes back to her. They start dancing. Mm-hmm. It's not that, but then it's that later that night, he crawls into her bed. Mm-hmm. They pass away together. I was like, dude, I'm done.
Yeah, man.
I'm done, dude.
That'll do it.
Call me a pussy. I'm done. I'm done, bro. That's the love story of my generation.
That'll do it.
Swear, I can't even name the author of that book, but hell of a story.
What was it like getting into music at this time? Because you said you got into
That's
church.
a rough transition.
Right.
We got lost on the notebook. Sorry, guys.
Right.
So, but you have your first kid. And that's like a little changing. And you said you were kind of active in you were attending a church here in town when you came back. So when did you get into music?
So I had been into music during that time, before I had my son.
Like creating or just getting more into it?
Creating.
Okay.
So in 2009, it was a pretty unique story. Like I told you, I didn't in high school coming up. I didn't write. I didn't produce music.
Right.
None of that stuff. I got saved and gave my life to God. The Sunday that I came here was in April in 2008. And so back to the story of when we left. So that happened when that stuff got stolen from my wife at the mall in February, and we were here in April. So 2 months later, we were here. I was banking on getting a job at AT&T and didn't get it. And this was the tipping point to giving my life to God. I didn't get the job, interviewed for it. My brother was a manager at AT&T, and that's why I wanted to, my brother works there.
You had a foot in the door, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the job. I come home and I'm almost in tears. I'm like, man, I'll tell my wife personally, I'm a complete failure. I'm failing at being a young husband. I'm failing at being a leader. I'm failing you in marriage. I can't provide right now. We're living with my brother, and I can't. She tries to console me, tell me I'm not a failure. It was literally just me and her having that conversation. That next Sunday, I go to church. Mid-service, my pastor calls me up, and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, "You're not a failure." I'm like, and I hadn't had this conversation with him,
right.
And that was and I was like, okay, God.
That's shaky, dude.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. I'm here, and that's why I say what my sister was telling me about the visions that she had.
Oh yeah.
Started that kind of reverence. I started to kind of think about that stuff. That at that moment, I'm like, all right, God, that's it. So I get saved I have been saved for a month. And all of a sudden, I start to hear this music, and I start to hear these lyrics and stuff like that. I'm just excited about
something like Toby Mac, or
are you talking
like Christian music?
No,
or just
I'm talking in my head. In my head, yeah.
Oh,
so
it's just going.
Yeah, in my head. So I start to hear different music and different sounds and stuff in my head and in my mind. I'm like, what is this? Like, I haven't dealt with it with music like on this, type of level. And so my brother has a laptop, and he has Fruity Loops on it. And so I grab his laptop and I start, just messing around with it, fooling around with it. And I end up making a song.
Was it just booty, or was it pretty good?
For its time and for where I was, I think it was good.
Okay.
Looking back, booty. Yeah.
First one always is, dude.
Yeah. I think that comes with growth.
The fact that you can put together the composition, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that are listening to this right now that they're like, "Was a C note?"
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even know, like, they couldn't put 3 beats together, let alone you put together like an 8 count or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I still don't know what a C note is, but we're gonna leave that there.
I can teach you, dude.
All right,
piece of cake, dude.
All right, cool. I used to know how to read music, but no.
So you're mixing around.
Yeah, so I mess around on Fruity Loops, and I actually come up, form a song, hook, everything. Verse, I know verses and stuff like that, but so I get this song together. Eventually, I think I want to say 2009. That's why I say, so like my first performance, I think, was in 2009. I'm not sure if it was late 2008 or in 2009. I can't remember. But anyways, we have a church anniversary, and I have a first performance, or have a first time I perform. And I'm in a 3-piece suit. It's baggy.
It's hot.
It's hanging off. Yeah, it's hot. It's hanging off of me, man. It's embarrassing. I'm glad we can't find that video today.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I can try.
Yeah. You won't find it.
I'm joking, dude.
You never know. We got
dude. You just get that guy up there with those pajama pants, just doing that hammer song, dude.
Man, but yeah. So I do that then, and then it's like
some good feedback.
Yeah, man, real good feedback. And that was the thing that kind of scared me, like the good feedback. And my reverence for God helped me understand the magnitude of music and influence in music. So after that performance, I seen people came up to me like, "Hey, Eric, that was dope. That was nice. That was tight." Whatever the case may be. And immediately I went home and I prayed, and I was like, "God, if this is not something that you want me to do, please take this from me, because I understand how it can sway people and how I can lead people astray." Yeah. Lead people astray. And I heard "Son, go." That was the confirmation that he gave me to keep going and keep doing this.
What told you that? I don't want to get
no, you good.
I don't want to get metaphysical, if you will, and I don't want to sound like I'm testing Christianity or any.
No, you good.
But what physical thing said "Son, go"?
So it was God. When you think about God speaking, you think about different confirmations. Some things may be audibly, some things that may be so evident that it feels audibly.
Right. Please tell me, if I'm not supposed to be a race car driver, let me know now. And then a Porsche pulls up, and then they're like, "Your car's here, sir." Yeah. And it's not your car, and you're like, "No, that's not my car." But I get what you're saying. So what was your "Son, go"?
So a lot of times for me, so what I do is when I'm seeking answers, I just hop in the Word. I just hop in the Bible, and what I do is I pray with that on my mind, and I pray and ask God, show me exactly what it is that you want me to see.
You got a favorite book in the Bible?
I'll say Ephesians. That's
a one-off, man. You don't get that very often. I don't feel like. I'm a big Revelations guy.
Okay, yeah.
I like the end. I like the dark stuff.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah, for sure. Just I want to know what it's like whenever the show's over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fire and brimstone. Let's get this fucking party started.
Yeah. So I'll say that. I'll say Ephesians and Genesis. Will probably be
Genesis is a good one.
Yeah.
Will probably be.
I like the book of Romans.
Oh wow.
I grew up in when I moved away from Evansville and we moved to Indianapolis. My mom had this one of her best friends that My mom was raising 2 kids, working 2 jobs, and going to nighttime college and stuff. And she got this job up in Indy. And we went up there and lived with one of her friends at the time. Was real into a religious household. Yeah. And then she started dating this guy that became my stepdad soon after. And he had all those books. So it was like you had your Bible, but then you had these other books that were like they like broke down passages and they gave you like even more in depth on the words and the origins and like all these different concepts and stuff. And I even taught like my youth group had a program where like I would go Sunday after church and teach like a service to like a nursing home for a period of time. And so like the book
at a nursing home.
Yeah. So like I would
they already heard the word, dude.
But we get done with the service and we go
what
there,
are you teaching them? They already know.
I don't know. You just go through a passage and talk about whatever. But I think
you're just talking to them. You're not teaching them.
No, the nursing home people in nursing homes love visits and love to hear people.
That's true. They'll take whatever they can get. Honestly, dude.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yeah, and I mean being in high school and having to like basically do research and give a speech to these older people.
I hated that stuff, man.
That's in high school, like I couldn't have done that, and I don't like doing research if it's something.
But I always got stuck on like Melchizedek from the Melchizedek, yeah, from the Old Testament.
Melchizedek.
A lot of people like don't even necessarily know, and it's like an interesting like touchy subject because some people like David's out in the desert, wandering the desert, and this like guy approaches him, and he's a priest, but he's also a king of many nations, and like all this stuff. And people are like, "Is that Jesus before Jesus, or is that just like not a lot of people?"
It's a hodgepodge, dude. Yeah. You don't know. It's a guess who.
But
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna just transition back over to like when you're getting into music and like making these things. So like, are you doing that like reading and doing like your being in the Word every night and doing your like daily devotion stuff to then taking that and like incorporating it into a song at the time, kind of like making a song a day, or like like how would I transition this story and
so a lot of times, especially now, like how do we apply biblical principles to music and articulate it in a way that it can be appealing and people can understand it. So it doesn't it's not necessarily a storytelling of straight from the Bible or anything like that, but it may be like personal personal
bouts,
things and
battles.
So you got things that I've gone through, and then you got songs of victory, songs of championing things and stuff like that.
Were you big into like other Christian rappers at this time? Like I said, like Toby Mac or
especially today, all Christian rappers, like you got, like you said, Toby Mac, you got Lecrae, you got all of the vets. Like I knew
right. I was a big Lecrae fan. I was gonna say,
you can't be in any youth group and not know.
Right. But I was gonna say, like even Toby Mac had his son on a few songs.
Yeah, yep.
Those are like some of my favorites.
What do you think about? Okay, so I have a different experience. I grew up a little bit on like hip hop, but like when I was in like my formidable years, when I was really figuring out who I was more into rock. Yeah. I found my kickstart my heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I just found like what I liked, and Leonard Skinner, Bob Seger, whatever. Yeah. But whenever when I was in high school, I got into this youth group or whatever. Some kid showed me this like
Skillet.
No, it wasn't Skillet. Skillet's good though. Mm-hmm. Under Oath. Like Under Oath is a metal screamo band, super aggressive. And there's a ton of bands like them too. Yeah. But the point I'm going to make is that like their songs were literally no interpretation of the Bible or the Word or
kind of like POD.
But a lot like POD.
Okay.
Good like when you broke down the lyrics, again, it was a screamo metal band, so like the lyrics were hard to make out anyways, but like when you broke them down, they were like good messages overall, or sad stories overall.
Flyleaf's that way too.
But yeah, Flyleaf's I think a Christian band. But like, what do you think about bands or I guess just bands in general, considering hip hop as well, as a band, if you will, that like claim to be a Christian organization, but like they're not really sending any kind of message. They're almost kind of like idle
in the middle, like
they're like they just kind of want to put that stamp on it. Yeah. I feel like Under Oath is a prime example. I highly suggest you guys go check them out if you've never heard of them. They're a metal screamo aggressive rock band. super aggressive. Like you would not think if I told you this is a Christian band, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't.
Okay.
But like none of their messages are like anti-Christian.
Okay.
Certainly. But like they're just kind of idle. I feel like they almost put that stamp on it just to like break the market.
Yeah.
Because they're certainly outside the Christian market as well. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
And I think it's just that because
You have to forgive me. I'm like battling allergies, so like every time I'm pulling, I'm like
everybody's battling.
I'm dying right now, dude. Literally.
You're all right, man.
But yeah.
So like what you said, like I feel like it's crazy that a lot of people. I'm thinking of two different angles. So.
Well, give me both. I mean, and there's no judgment here. I'm just pure thought-provoking experiment. Like,
no,
what do you think?
Just trying to figure out which way that I want to go with it. So you got one. It makes me think about what is your purpose? Like, what are you trying to do? If you're claiming Christianity, you know. What are you trying to do with your music?
What good are you doing towards Christianity?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
like,
for Christianity?
What's the point of making like airy music like that's just out there that has no attachment? You know what I'm saying? And what is your focus? You know, are you not doing that because you want to try to appeal to
a wider market?
A wider market to get, you know,
because these are famous multi-million-dollar bands. Like these are hundreds of $1 million of income bands that I'm referring to, like POD, like Skillet, Flyleaf, Under Oath. These are huge
a lot of the
names.
bands though, like Skillet, they have that midline message.
Yeah.
But then like when they're at like the concerts, they'll like kind of, you know, preach a little bit of a message or have their
do they
talk
really?
some message.
Because
Some
Under
of
Oath
them do.
does not.
Well, like Skillet did,
not.
and I think POD did every now and then, but they were on that like sometimes.
Then that's
So-
fair.
so, like-
you could argue that then.
excuse me, like
Don't let it happen again, though. I'm just joking.
So, like, what is your goal? Like, what are you doing? You just literally making
Stagnant. Almost.
Exactly. That's kind of what I feel like. And like, why are you just sitting in a space? Why not be direct? Especially now that you have this following,
The platform to do so.
Yeah, the platform. Why don't you even do it more now? You know what I'm saying? People, you already have people's ears.
Even just a fraction of a little more.
Exactly.
2%, bro.
And my thing is,
give me that 2% milk, dude.
yeah, exactly. Like my thing is like, the Bible tells us only what we do for Christ will last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to give you comfort. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of not saying this so that you will listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say what will give you life. You know what I'm saying? Why not give them a solution? And that's why one reason like I don't like to have like a lot of open-ended like songs that just leaves you in the air and doesn't have a wraparound,
Like a stagnant message.
Yeah, exactly. So because I think of it in this way: what if I make a song that's really good, but it brings you depression and it brings you no hope? You know what I'm saying? I just tell you a really bad, sad story and don't give you hope at the end of it. Like, what is that helping? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So
it's not hurting anyone.
Yeah,
certainly.
it's not hurt. It's not.
So I don't want to make it sound like we're dogging these folks.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that's, you know, and I'm just saying this is just how my mind thinks. Like, just think. So, like, what if somebody's in depression? You know, pop on my song on accident. It comes through the rotation, and it's a song about depression. And you know, at the end I say I want to kill myself. Oh, okay. You know, this is the green light for me to go. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give that, you know, so I want to give a solution. And, you know, what is my solution? How can I build this person up? You know, and that's what I think about when I think about my music. You know, that's how the approach that I take. Like, how can I build you up? And I understand, like, you know, other artists that do it. I understand that type of music. You know, on the flip side, other people can relate to that. People can relate to it.
I think the argument would be from the artist is that in fact they are just an artist, and however I best choose to describe myself abstractly as possible, you have to accept that, so long as it's not like demeaning or like violent in nature, specifically with Christianity.
Yeah.
So like if there's a lyric in a song that says like, thought about killing myself, boo doo beep 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 beep, I don't know, I'm scatting, but you get it. You know what I'm saying? they'll say, well, no, it's not that I physically, maybe I did think about killing myself, but I'm portraying that abstractly in this certain, it's like, they're going to argue it from the artist standpoint of like, you know what I mean? But I like your side where you're just like, you're constantly thinking about the worst case scenario in the word of God. And you're just like, all right, how can I portray this 100 all the time?
Well,
Because I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say you when you're thinking about this thought process and everything going into your first album, I assume like, you know, you had to lay it out all this way to tell a story. You know, so like in that thought process, I'm sure you're thinking of, you know, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And
which came out in like 2016, so that must have been exciting.
Yeah, that was 2016. That was my second album. My first album was 20.
We got you pulled up here on the boop. On the old Boopify.
Yeah.
Where are the albums at, dude?
So
we got Waiting Room here.
Yeah, Waiting Room. That's 2016. That's the old album.
You had one before that though?
Yeah, the first album is not on there. I just never put it up.
Right.
Put it up.
Okay.
After Spotify came out.
I was gonna say, you've been you dropped this album, and then here lately you've been doing the singles thing. And
Yeah,
we talked about that with like Brandon Gabriel and stuff.
Oh yeah,
where, like
everybody's on board.
A lot of bands like we just had on The Strangers, and Brian got to see him perform. They
great dudes, by the way.
Yeah, but the like bands are dropping albums because that's a band thing. But like in the hip hop.
Yeah, it's mostly singles.
Yeah, and everybody's just dropping these singles or like 4 songs or like an album, but they drop it in like 3 or 4 parts and everything along those lines.
I know with like Forthright, the last time we spoke to them just a couple weeks ago. And if you haven't checked them out, check out episode 68, I believe. Forthright 2. We had Nick Bulger, the Bulge. And that's no reference to his penis, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we had them on, and they were talking about like they would explore the possibility of basically doing an EP style album, like a short 4-track album, but it's really like one track just cut up 4 times. So like a story that starts and finishes with like 2 songs, maybe 3, maybe 4, but like never doing another full length album. Yeah, which they've done a couple.
Okay.
So I was just gonna say, what was it like?
I think it was
like,
the way to go.
How do you like your 2016 album? Yeah. I think that's around the time I met you. You were doing a Zito, and you were doing a video on the Red Bridge. And I had my drone at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the Red Bridge right there on Ohio Street.
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
What?
Yeah, bro. This is my guy. This is my guy right here.
But yeah, that's why I first heard about you guys and everything along those lines.
I was like, man, he can.
And shout out to Zito, dude. Shout out to Zito. He had some really nice words to say about you on Facebook, and I saw it. It was one of your music videos, and I was like, this dude's fire. Where's he from? Atlanta? Right. I swear, dude. I was like, this dude's from like Atlanta, and I told Thomas, I was like, Thomas, reach out to this guy. Because Thomas does all the scheduling and booking and stuff. I was like, reach out to this guy. Just see if we can even get him virtual or whatever. Yeah. And I was sold on like you were so good. I was like, he's like from Atlanta, or he's like from he's like from Fort Lauderdale or something, from somewhere really not somewhere where successful people that are like moving out the door, getting labels. I was like, okay, try to reach out to this guy. Literally no hopes. And the next day he was like, yeah, we got him for like April 3rd or something. I was like. What? Wow. Like, yeah. Him and Zito are tight. Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah. Him and Zito are tight?
Yeah, me and Zito tight, man.
That's what's up, dude. Shout out to Zito, dude. He's crushing it.
Yeah, man, he is.
That's what's up.
He's actually doing some.
So you guys have known each other for a hot minute then.
Yeah.
Technically.
Bro,
barely,
like,
but you knew each other.
This whole time, like, Tommy was like, since I've been knowing you, you know, since we met this, you kept saying, man, I'm like, bro, I remember faces in Tommy. I cannot remember. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that specifically.
You probably thought it was Ryan Gosling. That's probably what you thought. You were
shooting another movie on the bridge, Brian?
Yeah, dude. A scene for Notebook 2.
No, man, because that's crazy because he asked to see your drone to get some air shots. Yeah, I asked you to send him footage. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
He used to shoot some, and you actually just got a new drone, so I'm excited to see.
And I apologize for not realizing
no
that
worries,
sooner.
Man. No worries.
No, he had some killer.
I had been trying to connect it. I'm like, man, did he come to a concert and I said something to him or something? But...
The news used to outsource stuff to him sometimes. For sure. Yeah. Okay. He's done some good drone work, man. For sure.
But I was gonna say, so like you were recording a music video for or off this album, I believe.
Off the Waiting Room. It was Ready. It was a song called Ready. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you did take was it One Take Tuesdays,
One Take Tuesdays,
that Zito's was
yeah,
doing?
yep.
That was phenomenal. I
Yep.
love One Take videos.
I love the one takes, dude.
Yeah, man. I wish he would get back into doing that, man. Been trying to encourage him.
Dax does some really good ones.
Really?
I mean, do you follow?
He just did a new song talking about.
I know, I saw
Yeah.
it. He crushed it.
Dax is, man, that dude is crazy.
I was gonna say, so like, how often do you follow like non-Christian rappers? Do you try to stay away from like the game and like the
Yeah,
drugs and the murder and the
Yeah.
blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah?
like I stay away from it. Like I'll
There's
say
got to be
this,
a level
like,
of appreciation.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. So I'll
it's
see
the same art.
what happens to me is like I see headlines on like Instagram or my Google feed or something like that.
Right,
and
right.
you know, when news hot news, like when somebody big like Cole or K Dot about to drop the album
Love
or
Cole,
something like
dude.
that.
And that last album Cole dropped
Kendrick
was
Lamar.
fire.
Yeah. So I'm not an avid listener. You know, what I've done is like, because when J. Cole became hot, like I really didn't know anything about J. Cole. People was all over,
He
and I'm
set
like,
the scene
well,
on fire.
Let me see who J. Cole
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying?
He set the scene on fire, dude.
Yeah, but like listening consistently, I don't listen consistently. The only time that I may listen is what I do now, because I do a lot of my own mixing and mastering. So I
That's
listen
rough,
to the
man. And
mixing.
hats off to you for that, man.
Man.
That's a tough gig.
Man.
That's a tough gig.
It's extensive, man.
Yeah, dude.
So I listen to the mixing and what the mixing of today sounds like, and I listen to a lot of Christian artists to do the same thing as well. But you know, but yeah, I'm not like consistent when something comes out. I'm like, oh, I got to go get it. But
I have a really good. I actually have, and by no means does this mean that the interview is anywhere near from over. But I want you to know, I've got my last good question.
Okay. I was gonna say
Like my last good question. I've got no other good
Did you
questions.
by chance bring something for show and tell?
you said what?
Did you bring something for show and
Yeah,
tell?
man.
Oh, snap,
dude. I
forgot about
actually
the,
brought my wristband.
I actually kind of hold on a second. We got this whole ditty that we do for the old show and tell.
And then just remember that camera in front of you is your camera, so that's what the guest will see.
Okay.
Yeah, right here, right here. So
cool.
show off what you got, man.
Yeah. That's
What we
it
got
right
here?
there. The
A-
AGBTG.
AGBTG.
All glory be to
man.
God.
All glory be to God.
And go ahead and bring it all the way, bring it a little closer too. Yeah, it's just a crappy. There you go.
There you go. Is that
Beautiful,
good?
beautiful.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and it should come back.
So this
to
is a part of your own Christian apparel line.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So like the story behind AGBTG, man, is kind of unique too. Like we were in church services. I want to say we were like in a revival or something like that, or I was listening to my pastor preach, and he was like, "Glory be to God," and he just kept saying, "Glory be to God."
That's
glory."
fire.
And like for a few different sermons, he was saying
Yeah.
that, like, "Oh, glory be to God," and then it was kind of birthed out of that. And it wasn't only birthed out of that, but it made me think about, you know, my
Kind of
life
like
as a
not
Christian.
of this world.
Yeah, exactly. And it made me think about like my life as a Christian, like, is what I'm doing giving glory to God? And it also it reminded me of what would Jesus do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It reminds me of that. So my motto is if it's not giving glory to God, then I shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in some way, you know, what I'm doing should be giving glory to God, you know.
That's a
and
sick. I like the lettering on it though too. It's
Yeah.
like kind of like
Grungy
torn and
and-
grungy
yeah,
and like
yeah.
I'm a big metalhead. Rock.
Did you make the shirt you're wearing too?
Yeah, man, this is a shirt that
Yeah, God made me different.
God made me different. Yeah, that's the new album title too. DFRNT, different.
Nice.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, man. So
That's good branding. I mean, like I know I hate to say, like branding for God, you know what I mean? But like that's good branding though.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to sell something that, I mean, it looks really great. The lettering looks good.
man.
Seriously, man. So where can folks like? Okay, so I want to buy a T-shirt,
Yeah.
which actually I do. So where do I go to buy a T-shirt?
AGBTG.
Is it on your Linktree?
.com? Yeah, it should be.
Is it on your Linktree
I
in here?
think so.
Okay, because we're gonna tag his Linktree in this episode, so be sure to check that out if you're seeing what we're seeing right now on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Which one is it up here?
So scroll down. Is that the place you can go?
Evan's story.
Oh man. So I guess
it's not on there.
I guess it's not on there. So I need to put
It'll
it
be on there by the time the episode
Oh
drops.
yeah, it'll be on there by the
You
time.
got
the episode-
homework now,
Yeah,
dude.
I got homework.
You got
Yeah,
homework.
Thank you.
Say, hey, tighten it up.
Yeah.
Tighten it up, son. Tighten it up. No, but
Come with it.
So where can they find it
It's
at?
agbtg.com.
Okay.
So
okay.
think allglorybetogod.com.
.com.
AGBTG.com.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
So, yeah,
you got the music
That's
and the
huge.
merch to back it up and your
man.
message.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Dude,
So-
I'll tell you what, man. It'd be different if like your merch was garbage, but it looks really, really dope.
So-
Hey, thanks.
No, and then again, if you guys aren't watching on the YouTube channel, you need to be because like, and again, subscribe. But like, he's got these great. It's kind of like grungy. I don't know how else to describe it,
Yeah.
man.
Well, tell us what it's like leading up to this new album that's coming out and when it's coming out.
Yeah, dude. What's
Yeah,
that? What's
man.
up with that?
So look at your life before COVID and look at it now. Is it different?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. So that's the album title. So it basically
You didn't.
Yeah.
You did it? Did you do? Is this the story you're trying? Is that the story you did? That's good. Like, is that the kind of story, like the vibe you want?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
sick.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So-
like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a historical.
Well, a lot of people thought it was the end of the world. You know.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's like a really good story to tell.
exactly, man. So
I
like,
didn't mean it like no, you didn't.
no.
I meant like, no,
I
you
knew
did.
I know
Shit,
what you
dude.
meant, but I
That
was
sounded
like,
aggressive, dude. I'm sorry. I'm working on my violence.
yeah.
I'm working
No,
on my violence.
I was just trying to figure out what you was talking about. I was like,
no, I'm just stupid.
but no, that's my fault for being slow.
You and me both, dude.
You didn't have to explain, no. But so yeah, man, it's just basically talking about how, you know, life is different from what our normal life was or used to be. You know, so back in 2019,
Take me back,
man,
take me back, dude.
right, when we could move around freely,
Just when I could like sniffle in a room
and not be
and
looked
not get
at.
and get put in handcuffs.
Right.
Like, take this dude to the penitentiary,
Right.
dude.
Every sniff, and that's why you have to give those
I
disclaimers.
have to give you a heads up. I wanted to say something earlier, but like I'm congested. I'm just been like sniffling.
No, it's
tested
good.
for COVID negative. Tested for strep negative. I think it's sinuses turned
Pollen
in.
is high
I think it's
here,
I
too.
think it's allergies turned into a sinus infection. So
Yeah.
I'm just like,
all of that, yeah. But no, man. So that's kind of the concept, like different in like so in 2019, you know, COVID hit. 2020 was it 2020 or 2019? 2020.
it's
Somewhere
2019.
there.
It started. It hit
20
Wuhan. It hit Wuhan in 2019. That's why it's
September.
It was like
COVID-19.
October though, like November.
It didn't hit America until it was
2020 March. So
It was
yeah, so
March.
yeah, good.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. I got you.
So yeah, so back then, you know, 2019, April of 2019, I leave my 9 to 5 and I go full time, right? Full time ministry, full time music, and
That's what's up,
full
dude.
time merch and stuff like that.
Just getting it out there.
yeah,
getting
man,
it, dude.
digging into it, man, digging into it. Started getting bookings. Started, you know, people.
Can I give you something?
Go.
I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I'm playing Xbox online.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Hey, how you doing, brother?" I'm like, "I'm out here grinding for God." Take that with you, dude.
I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm taking
I'm
it.
grinding for God, dude.
Grinding for God.
That's what's up, dude.
GG, bro.
G'ing up for
Grinding
Jesus,
God.
bro.
Grinding
You
for
feel me?
God.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you
But anyway, sorry.
take
not
a
to cut
new
you off.
meaning to GGs. you
That's
know?
what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you. Sorry. And then onward. Sorry, not to cut you
Yeah,
off.
no, you good. So try to make this story not super long.
No, you're good. You're
But
good.
anyways.
But you go full time. You're
Yeah,
grinding
go
for
full
God.
time. April, man. April was, you know, got married in April, left job in April, moved here in April. So
April's like a historic month
man,
for
for real. So
On the Days Grimm in April.
oh wow,
I don't even want to air in April, but you know.
Jeez, y'all need a little sheesh button,
you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know.
right? Yeah,
I know, dude. I need a little hotkey, dude.
right, for real. So April do that, you know, shows getting booked, things like that. So back in August of 2019, my youngest son diagnosed with cancer. Hit us hard, hit home hard, man.
Dude, what?
Man, I got a lot to depend on God for, right? So hit us with
You're
that.
smiling, dude.
Bro.
Stop.
Hey,
That's not cool.
hey, it's
What
God,
is-
bro.
What?
It's God, bro. So yeah, man.
He got
so,
diagnosed with what kind of cancer?
lymphoma. That's
Isn't
in
that
the
the
lymphatic
worst cancer?
system. In the lymphatic system,
Lymph
not
nodes can spread it very fast.
yeah.
very-
So by the time we had caught it, it was stage 4.
That's not good.
B, I think. Yeah.
That's not good.
And yeah, man, for real. So it was in all of his body, So it had started in his neck. I was literally at a concert performing, and I went to go tickle him on his neck, and I see this big old bulge coming out of his neck, and it's like a cluster. What it ended up being was a cluster of lymph nodes that had developed cancer in them, and so it spread it all out throughout his pelvis area, all down his legs, everywhere in his body. So you know, we had been noticing like he couldn't hold down food at daycare and stuff like that, and he was 4, and so he couldn't hold down food and was real sleepy and stuff, sleeping at school. And then when I seen this, one of my friends, he was a nurse, And he was like, go get him checked out. I'm sure it's like probably like some type of infection or something like that his body's just reacting to. Come to find out, he has cancer. I ended up getting into it with the doctor because he tried to diagnose him early, and I'm like, don't tell me my son got cancer, man, and you don't know.
Square up, son.
Don't
come
I
at
was
me
mad.
with that trash. No,
man. So I started praying.
So.
Started praying in immediately, and 20 we at this point. What
this show just took a huge dark turn, dude.
By October, we were all wearing masks before COVID hit.
Right.
We were wearing masks, man. So when 2020
just
came,
take
and
care
COVID,
of little dude.
So because we couldn't have our immune system affect or have our sickness or anything that was on us affect him. So we had to make sure we was using hand sanitizer, keeping masks on all times in our house. All of our kids were wearing masks except for him, so he could move around freely. And so when 2020 came and COVID hit, we was like, welcome to our party. We already here.
We've been out here.
Yeah, we've been having masks, man. This is what we've been doing. So went through chemo. 2020 we ended up staying in Indianapolis for a whole 30 days.
Right. We got a phenomenal child's hospital.
Yeah.
So we was at Riley's. Yeah. So
they
we
actually have a Peyton Manning wing there.
Yeah, they do have the Peyton. That was just kind of opening
recently.
and introducing
Just
that.
recently.
Yeah. So and so we stayed up in Indianapolis to do radiation for 30 days straight. So we was waking up at 5-6 a.m. and having to take him straight
just
there.
Grinding.
Yeah, man. And so going through all that 2020, and then on top of trying to be an independent artist was kind of hard trying to juggle it. Excuse me. And so trying to finagle and do all of that, man. Luckily, God brought us through all of that. He's fully healed.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I'm sorry, fully healed.
Yeah, fully healed. Like I don't use remission because remission
is that the technical term though.
Remission is a technical.
Is that what the
term.
doctor said?
Remission? Yeah, remission. Yeah. So, because I was asking him because we kept getting them checked up. I was like, so when can we consider him in remission? He was like, you can consider it now because it was still things kind of lighting up,
popping
but it wasn't aggressive or it wasn't showing signs of cancer in it. So yeah, so
what? He's 6 years old now.
Yeah, he's 6 years old now. Yep,
and just balling out.
Yeah, man. Oh man,
Did you buy him some J's for his birthday or
Sonic everything, man. Sonic, he loves Sonic. So
that's awesome that he's
dude.
Yeah, man.
I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I'm very upset at this point.
So look, man. Let me tell you this.
So
this story.
dark for me, dude.
Yeah, man. So let me tell you this story. For him, man, being 4 years old is crazy, man. Like how strong he is, and this showed me how strong he was. And
what's
his
name? Just
Evan.
Evan.
Yeah,
that's a strong name.
Evan. Yeah, man.
I knew an Evan one time, and he lost an arm wrestling contest.
I thought you were gonna say he lost an arm. I thought he lost the arm or something.
No, he just lost. No, I was there as third grade.
You just remember that your
I have weird memories. Yeah,
that's the extent of your experience with Evans.
But strong. But no, he had a good bicep on him.
Yeah, man. So
sorry, bro. Yeah, but that's a strong name. That's a strong name.
So he was getting a chemo treatment one time, and so his brothers was in the playroom, and we had to go over. And he was getting the chemo treatment, and he knew he get this numbing cream because he had this port placed inside his chest so he could get chemo and stuff to go inside of him. What a port is just basically something that's sitting in your body and where you can inject. Yeah, exactly. So he got it numbed and he knew that he was getting stuck, and I was holding him. Me and my wife was holding him, and he starts screaming. And he's just screaming and crying and stuff, tears coming down. And his brothers come over. And they come peek in the window, and he's like, no, don't look. It's really bad. Don't look, guys. You don't need to see this. Go back to the room, while he's crying, in the middle of crying. Right. And he's trying to protect them from seeing this because he don't want them to see what's about to happen to him. And he tell them to go. I'm like, man, that made me drop a tear, man. I'm like, man, to see him say that, he wanted to protect. And he's the youngest. Right. He wanted to protect them from seeing what he had to go.
You had a lot of experiences that happened and a lot of time to reflect and go towards this new album.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So like a lot of that, and with that being said, man, like one of the things as a man, you don't want to seem weak. And I, going through this, I didn't want to seem like I doubted God. So when it initially happened and I found out the diagnosis, like tears wouldn't come out my eyes because so many different emotions was going on. My wife was in the back crying and, she was holding him and stuff like that. And we was, she was like, well, what are you feeling? I was like, I don't know. I don't want to cry because I want to be strong for you, and I don't want, you to cry. And then I don't want to, feel like I'm doubting God. Now, you know what I'm saying? So she said, let it out if you need to. And when she said that, man, like tears just started falling.
Open the
tears,
floodgates.
Yeah, man, for real, man. It just started flowing because I didn't want to make it worse for her because, not saying that a mother loves their son differently or more, but a mother loves, in a different way. Yeah. So, because I didn't want to seem weak. The devil playing on my head, all kinds of things. It was a
Job-like situation.
Yeah, exactly. So, and to that point, it was a Job-like situation. And that's, in that time when I was crying, it was literally for about 5 minutes. I was just weeping, man. And in that time, God reminded me about Job because Job didn't do anything wrong to get the things that he got, but what it was, God saw fit for Job to be able to go through that because the devil was going around looking for somebody to torment and he couldn't find nobody. And he said, have you considered my servant Job? And he wanted to get Job to turn away from God and denounce God. And, even Job's wife said, why don't you just deny God?
Right.
Why don't you just call it quits and what I'm saying, get this over with, because he was in pain and all
lost
things,
children,
lost family, lost stock, livestock, everything, lost everything, got sick, what I'm saying, lost everything. But I saw in that, God reminded me, like, he considered Job because he knew that Job would serve him through all of this. And when I understood that, and when God brought that back to my remembrance, I understood that this was a mission. This was a mission. This is not only for me, but this is for me to tell other people about. Because the word tells us we shall overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony.
And just to refresh back, he was stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
And how much worse?
A lot of people don't come back from
how much
stage 4.
worse does it get? I think stage 5 is like the worst.
Yeah, I think that's the worst. The worst.
You are like borderline terminal at stage 5.
Yeah,
or if not terminal.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to pull away from this only just because, like,
no, it's
I don't
cool.
want to cry on camera.
Well, my thing is,
I don't want to get upset. So this is uncomfortable.
My thing is, we're gonna have you on again. Most definitely. There's so much to talk about. We have to, and we'll get it booked in soon. But I was gonna say, you ask your question,
I have
and
one
then
good question.
We'll roll into the darkest moment, which I'm sure this plays into.
I have a huge influence in my life, who started in the 40s when it was God is good and God was everywhere. It was just a popular thing in America that God was everywhere. And then he goes on to create a musical empire and gets addicted to drugs, and he's in this dark path. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
And he gets on this dark path. And he continues this dark path, and this dark path makes him millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And he leads a successful life and goes all the way through. And then at the very end of his life, he releases a couple, maybe a whole album, but definitely a couple of songs that reference religion again. And he almost comes back to, and I'll give you the 2 names of the song, is God's Gonna Cut You Down and the cover Hurt, Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Johnny Cash?
Yeah, I know of Johnny Cash.
He started hugely religious. He almost did not get famous.
Okay.
Because where was it? I think it may have been in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay. He went to a recording studio and him and his band played a song, and it was beboppy.
Yeah.
God this, God that, beep, 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 just the Hank Williams kind of song. And then the guy basically was like, get out of my studio. Don't talk to me. That's not what we're cutting here.
Wow.
We're trying to find Elvis.
Wow.
That's what he said. He was like, not Elvis, but he's like, we're trying to leave God behind.
Yep.
And we're trying to find what's going to sell records because records were coming in hot in the 40s and the 50s. Like records were big. Yep. So, but my question to you is like, I guess if you're not familiar with Johnny, then it's not very. But what do you think about that? Like how he made his empire on almost turning his shoulder to God. And then right at the very, very end, he covered a song by 9 Inch Nails, Hurt, which is mildly religious and has, thoughts of termination because he's in his 80s at this point and shortly after he died. Yeah. And then actually, when he made the song God's Gonna Cut You Down, it was during termination. Like he was going to make a music video and everything for it. And then he died before they could make the music video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then and a bunch of, I just don't know. Like, what do you think about that? Like, so he's been a huge inspiration to me. Yeah. Like that. And I don't know if that's what that says about me. Like, does that say that I'm like weak and I want to sin, and then get all the way to the end and be like, I'm sorry, God. But what does that mean? Because like his music was rich. I don't know what you know about his music, but it was rich. That middle period. Yeah. Gold. Yeah, gold. Exactly.
Yeah, it was gold to people. I get what you're saying. So what do I think about the concept of God leaving God, then sin, and flourishing. And then so I had this conversation with a couple people before. Because somebody was upset because somebody sinned like the majority of their life and then on their deathbed repented. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And somebody had the view of I don't think that he's going to go to heaven because he did all this sinning and stuff beforehand.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, yeah, exactly. So and that's not how God operates. But the thing is the crazy and tricky part about that is we don't know when we're going to die. And so
that's true.
I'd rather be safe than sorry. And you don't know when your time may come. So I'd rather be in and all the way in than possibly not even be out and not have the opportunity to come back, because everybody don't get that opportunity to go to a deathbed. You may die in sin, you know? And then where does that leave you? We know what happened to, and that's not even
Shit's Creek without a paddle.
Yeah. So it's like,
I don't know. I think I beg to differ. I beg to differ in that, like, if you're sinning with that thought process in your mind, and you're like, well, I'm sinning right now because I think I'm going to die when I'm 80. And at that point in time, I'm going to have a conversation with God and we're going to talk it out. Mm-hmm. If God is who he or she says they are, they know that thought is in your head. Mm-hmm. So immediately, that is your self-righteous awareness. I think that's almost what it boils down to. And I might be really reaching at this point, but if you die in sin and your game plan was the whole time, like, I'm a sin, and when I get to 80, like in Catholic Church, they do
Mass or whatever.
But
he's talking about where they go in and they repent.
Confession?
Yeah, confession. I'm going to go and confess when I'm 80, and then and I'll just be good the last 5 or 10. Yeah. I mean, if that's your game plan the whole time, I think God sees that.
So,
but anyways, I don't want to get too deep on that.
No, you're fine.
So too deep of a question.
We're definitely gonna have you back on, but
definitely
100%.
Oh yeah, it's so much to talk about that we didn't even get into. That
aliens, ghosts,
right?
I have so many wanted to get into, but on this process of your music journey, was there ever a moment in this journey of making music where you were just like, man, I'm done making music? Like when your son got sick, were you just like, that's it, God, like, I'm done making music? Or, was there ever a point in time where you just wanted to hang it up?
Yeah, it was definitely times in between that where I was like, should I even still be doing this? Is it still worth it? But the funny thing is, when I went into prayer, a lot of times songs would come out of them. You know what I'm saying? So now on this different album, you get songs and stuff. You get those songs where, I actually talk about my feelings, my personal feelings and things that I was going through at the time, excuse me, when my son was going through that, when we were doing chemo visits and stuff, I had to remind myself of, what God said about me and how God loves me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I wanted to stop, but God wouldn't let me, Right. So yeah, it was definitely a dark time. And, I pondered the question, like, God, am I really in your will if this is happening to me? Because that's what I was thinking, one of the things that came across my mind. And that's when I said, like, that Job situation, like, Job loved God, he was seeking God, he was doing what he was supposed to. But, this happened. because he saw it fit. But like I said, whenever those things came, I would always run to prayer and run to God, and He would bring music up. He would bring songs up, bring different scriptures up and stuff, and you will hear that in this album. That's why you got it's a different album for me.
Right.
Like the sound of it, like I didn't restrict myself just to rapping. Like I was singing on this album, and that's another reason why it's different.
Some spoken word too, probably.
No, not really, but I might. But so I got to do some cleaning up over this.
Right. Is there a song on your Spotify that you want us to outro on when we go to outro? I know you have a one off this album that has a music video to it that's phenomenally put together with that girl singing.
Yeah, One Name.
Yeah. I really like that one.
We can either outro to that or we can outro to Big.
Yeah, I liked Big.
You like
Okay.
Big?
Yeah.
So,
Did you hear Man on Fire?
Yeah.
No, I think I made it through.
Okay.
I made it through this top 5, and again,
Okay.
this was only like a few days ago that
Okay.
I was actually talking to Thomas about this just right before he showed up. But he was like, "Yeah, man, did you listen to all this stuff?" And I was like, "I didn't listen to all of it, but I like a week or two ago when he hit me with like, oh yeah, we got him."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, we didn't." He was like, "Yeah, we got him." I was like, you're not talking to this guy. He was like, yeah, we got him for this or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. That was when I listened, and it was like 3 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I made it through the top run, and then again, that was like 3 weeks ago, man. And then we had a lot of shuffling going on. People canceled, people moving weekends around and stuff, and then you finally. We got you on this date, so admittedly it has been a couple weeks, but I do remember Big, and then the video that Zito put out, I can't remember which one that was.
It was called Ready. The one on the bridge, was it Ready or was it?
Yeah, and then you also had your one take.
Yeah, I think it was
One
Ready.
Name,
Yeah,
One
I
Name
haven't
and
seen the one take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked Big for sure.
So then we'll outro on Big, but while Brian's queuing that
Yeah,
up,
for sure.
who got you to where you're at and who's getting you to where you're going? Like who's helped you along the way, your shout outs basically.
Yeah, man.
And after your shout outs, just tell people where they can find you. Again, give them the All Glory Be to God link. Just plug yourself and plug
this
your
last
homies.
2 minutes is all you, bro.
Okay, bet. Yeah. So I'll say God got me to where I'm at, man. In the church, man, the church that I've been involved with, man, got me to where I'm at, man. So a lot of different people in the community, when they would put on concerts, they would actually ask me to, come and do stuff. So yeah, man, that's it, man, as far as who put me on and stuff like that, man. Been sticking and rocking with it, man. I think that's it, consistency. So and you can find my music on Spotify under E2 and the number 2. You can E2 AGBTG, that's my Twitter, Insta handle. E2 on Facebook, AGBTG.com. That's where you can find all my clothing and stuff like that. And May 14th, the new Different album drops. So May 14th, we're having a concert too here in Evansville at 1001 North Main Street. That's Hope City Church. So
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
And this episode will have aired by then, so that album is out. Go give it a peek, y'all. Seriously, get in there.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, I think you got a great sound. You got an even better story. Like, I don't even know. There's no words, bro.
No.
So I just want to thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man, with the church and the music and taking care of these hooligans.
Yeah,
for
real, man.
So, but I just want to say thank you so much for your time.
No, thank y'all, man.
And
Appreciate
again,
it.
this has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm, and thanks again, E2.
Thank you.
And again, we are outroing on Big. Thank you so much, E2. I appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Okay, you got me, I'm talking about Jesus cause he loved me and I know that he never leave us and he knew me as a fetus, yeah he is way bigger than Cletus, nobody is bigger than me than what he is. Out of hate you can keep it, he gave me forgiveness and love and now I'm just trying to repeat it cause I got the secret, he is much stronger when I'm
Hey guys, if you liked what you heard today, there will be a new episode next Tuesday as well as every Tuesday at 6 a.m. So hit that subscribe button and let your phone do all the work for
God
you.
told me to go, so I'm taking off like a weekend. Got reasons to praise in this season. Thank God that I'm breathing, increasing, not beating, not grieving, not leaving, cause I'm still believing. Yeah, he created the earth and the heavens. He did it as heaven, became a human, told the devil get the step and then became the
It's so
ultimate
weird
blessing.
because,
Look
like,
at my God.
Most artists
Look
don't
at my
sound like
squad.
themselves, but you sound like yourself.
Look
That's
at my
dope.
God.
Glad I
Look at
sound
my
like
God.
myself.
Look at my squad. don't deal with toxic. Look at my God. Ooh, big, big, ay, big, oh, 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 big.
That's nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. I like that, dude.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, bro. Yeah, we gotta do it again.
Yeah. There's
We gotta
so
do it
much
again.
stuff to touch on. Though.
Man, yeah.